David Vassay joining us in just a moment. Walker Buehler, you knew that his stuff profiled pretty well against the Padres, and he put on a 15-strikeout show last night.
A strikeout pitcher against a team that strikes out an awful lot. He not only got ahead of them with his fastball, he was unpredictable throughout the whole night, able to land his slider early, his curveball anytime he wanted. If he got a strike on you, he got it to 2 strikes 70% of the time, and if you had 2 strikes on you, he got everybody out.
And he got a pretty rested bullpen going into this Sunday game.
That's the residual effect when your components of the bullpen. If you got a long man, you got Julio Urias. If you got to go 7, 8, and 9, which you probably are with Kenta, not making very many long outings, you got Kenley Jansen at the end, well rested.
Chris Paddock for the Padres. You mentioned Kenta Maeda for the Dodgers, and the rotation has been so good this season, but Kenta lately has not.
Yeah, early on pitched well in this season, but didn't get much run support, and now he's kind of had a real rough patch right now. And I think it's for him about landing his fastball, speeding the hitters up so that he can use the great off-speed pitch. On the other side, Chris Paddock, this guy is very aggressive. In his last 5 starts, he has been excellent. Had a fast start at the beginning of the season, a few clunkers in the middle, but he has always been good. Second lowest ERA in the National League of any rookie pitcher.
It is fun to be a baseball fan right now. So much young talent across the sport. Paddock, part of that group. Finale between the Dodgers and the Padres. Final game they'll play in Los Angeles this season. We've got first pitch on a perfect day for baseball coming up on Sportsnet LA. Top offense in the National League this season and averaging 6.5 runs since the All-Star break. Getting ready for Game 4 this series against the San Diego Padres. And before first pitch, we go to David Vassay.
Well, Joe, part of the Dodgers' success this season has been their offense. And when they score 4 or more runs like they did last night, they are 62-11. And part of the reason why they're able to win that many games is the long ball. Dave Roberts has made no secret about it. They are about the slug, and they have hit 187 home runs this season. When they homer, they have 63 wins this season. When they don't homer, they are just 10-15.
Only the Minnesota Twins, David, have hit more home runs than the Dodgers across baseball in 2019. Kenta Maeda looking for his first win since May, facing off for the Padres on this Sunday afternoon. And let's take a look at their lineup with the fantastic rookie Fernando Tatis Jr. to lead things off. Then it's Greg Garcia hitting second and playing second. Machado hits third and plays third. Then Hosmer, Renfroe, and Naylor through the heart of the lineup, with Francisco Mejia catching Chris Paddock, and Manuel Margot had a home run last night out of the 8th spot. Maeda's last start was in Colorado on Monday, gave him a season-high 6 runs, and in the month of July, an ERA above 5.
He has been very good throughout the year, but lately he's giving up more hits in bunches. It's not the home run ball that has hurt him. It is really giving up hits in key situations. Runners in scoring position with men on base, he's not leaving them on base as much. And I really think it's because the opposing lineups know that in a jam, he's going to default to one of the 2 off-speed pitches, the slider or the changeup. I think he needs to show the fastball a little bit more for a strike and also use it in the big situations.
A little bit more, period, right? I mean, only throws it 37% of the time, which is the lowest percentage in the National League.
It's hard to change speeds if you don't have the other speed, and usually people consider he's not a good at changing off speeds because he doesn't have a good changeup or he doesn't have a good curveball. With Kenta, it's opposite. He needs to have confidence in the fastball.
Dodgers winning the opener of this series on Thursday night convincingly by an 8-2 final. Padres behind Eric Lauer won Game 2 5-2. And the Dodgers behind Walker Buehler's 15 strikeout complete game 4-1 in Game 3. So the Dodgers looking for their 5th win out of their last 6, trying to take 3 of 4 from the Padres as Tatis Jr. stands in. Maeda winds and comes home, and off we go with a fly ball on the infield. Back goes Martin. 1 pitch and 1 out for Kenta Maeda. Closed captioning brought to you by Howard's Appliances. Howard's, your appliance specialists. Greg Garcia to the plate.
Well, it was a fastball, and he got a quick out.
We are on pace for the most efficient performance in baseball history. 27-pitch complete game. Now Garcia having a good series, 3 for 5. Andy Green rewarding him with back-to-back starts. He hadn't started a game prior to that in more than 2 weeks. The Padres went into the All-Star break at 500. First time they'd been 500 or better entering the break in 7 years. They were within 2 games of the wild card at that point. But they've gone 6-14 since, and now 7 back, and essentially out of it. 2-1 on Garcia.
Too many teams to jump over. And now really looking at the wear and tear on their roster. A young team that they want to make sure, especially their young pitching staffs, does not get worn out.
2-2.
Move from every game is important. Wow, we're really ahead of the curve and what we thought we were building to, all right, back into building this up and watching the roster and developing the youngsters.
That's kind of the way they proceeded at the deadline as well, trading away Franmil Reyes for a Double-A player who they have high hopes for eventually and had their eyes on for a long time. Found an opportunity to pounce and got Taylor Trammell from the Cincinnati Reds. He was their top prospect. After a first pitch out against Tatis, a full count pitch to Garcia and a strikeout. 2 up, 2 down here in the first inning, and the Dodger defense brought to you by Keck Medicine of USC. Bellinger and Turner both getting the day off. In the outfield, it's Verdugo, Pollock, and Peterson. Christopher Negron continues to show his versatility, starting his first game at third. Up the middle, Seager and Muncy. At Beatty at first, and Martin catching. A.J. Pollock back in the lineup after missing a couple of games with a bit of a groin scare, but not serious enough to keep him out any longer. With 2 gone and a scoreless first inning, here's Manny Machado. First pitch slider for a strike. 4 home runs against the Dodgers this season, including one against Maeda. First a slider, then a change, and it's 0-2.
It's a big step forward for Kenta, especially against a hitter like Manny Machado, where he has really struggled lately, has taken an 0-1 count to a 2-strike count, and then the next struggle has been putting the hitter away. Let's see what he can do here.
Going down and away to the 0-2 to the slider, taken for a ball.
That's what really shortens your outings. No first pitch strikes. Oh, once you get ahead, you can't really get ahead and continue the count, and then putting the hitter away, that'll limit you to about 5 innings or so if you can't execute those things.
And he had been one of the best in baseball in terms of first pitch strikes over the first couple months of the year.
That really sets the table for him because of the changeup and the slider being the out pitches. If you're electric fastball like Walker Buehler, you can just stay with the heater.
Dribbled gently, he's got it, and he's got a 1-2-3 first. The Dodgers come to bat against Chris Paddock. Here come the Dodgers with Jock Peterson to lead things off for Dave Roberts, and then Verdugo and Seager hitting third with Justin Turner getting the day off, and with Bellinger out, Muncy into the cleanup role. A.J. Pollock hits fifth, roams center field. Matt Beatty's at first, Negron's at third, and Martin catches Maeda. Against the rookie Chris Paddock, who's 23 years old out of Austin, Texas, and his 2.78 ERA. Doesn't quite qualify, but if it did, it'd be top 5 in the NL regardless of rookie status.
He's really fun to watch because he competes. He's only a 3-pitch pitcher, the fastball, the curveball, and the change, and you think, okay, fastball must be unbelievably electric. No, it's really good command. And the changeup, it must be solid. Well, no, that's the out pitch. The curveball is the one he has struggled with, but the fastball change combination, that's what will make you chase.
His first pitch of the day to Jock Peterson is lifted to left, And for both pitchers, one pitch, one out. Dodgers have seen Paddock a couple times. He came in riding high in mid-May, and the Dodgers tagged him for a few runs, chased him in the 5th inning. Peterson homered against him. So did Cody Bellinger. But then he came back in July and delivered 5 2/3 shutout innings.
He was making a lot of mistakes in the first outing, and in the second outing, he had his location. And that, of course, is a formula for a good outing or a bad outing with pitchers. But with Paddock just being pretty much a 2-pitch pitcher, he really needs to locate both the fastball and the changeup.
Rookie against rookie, a strike on Alex Verdugo, who is 6 of his last 10. On an 0-1 from Paddock, it's a breaking ball cut on and miss, 0-2.
That is a good curveball right there. His curveball's gotten hit a little harder this year because it hasn't been sharp, but this one he really got on top of and spun.
Stays alive as Mejia can't quite hang on. And Verdugo's 6 of 10 run comes after his longest slump of the year. It was 4 of his previous 39. And he admitted kind of over trying, chasing hits. Chases a high fastball here, 2 up and 2 down for Paddock. The Padres defense brought to you by Keck Medicine of USC. Around Chris Paddock, Josh Naylor making that first play. Margot's in center, Renfro's in right. Such a fun infield to watch with Machado at third and Tatis at short. Greg Garcia is the second baseman today. Hosmer very good defensively at first, and Mejia a cannon of an arm behind the plate. Speaking of cannon of an arm, that is strike 1 on Seager.
Tatis Jr., if he gets to a ball, he will figure out a way to get to first base. We've seen him make throws from his knees, from his back, rolling over. He's really exciting to watch.
His shortstop counterpart Seager takes a ball, and it's 1-1. Corey back from the injured list to begin the second half. And the numbers you see in yellow, that spills over to before the injury, so back in late May and early June. Since returning, though, only hitting .233. On a 1-2 from Paddock, Seager can't lay off, and he gets back-to-back Ks on elevated fastballs to finish off a 1-2-3 first. No score to the second inning. Dodgers and Padres playing the final of 4 today, and it is a good day to block the sun. Pretty hot, getting into the high 80s. Kenta Maeda, 1-2-3 first inning, getting an out on the first pitch against Tatis, then striking out Garcia and inducing a weak ground ball from Machado. So Hosmer, Renfro, and Naylor coming up in the second. First one from Maeda is a changeup, fouled off, strike 1.
Hosmer, notorious aggressive hitter. That first pitch changeup, and he's hacking because it looked like it was down the middle and could have been a heater.
Was a heater, and it's 0-2.
Sometimes it's speed him up, slow him down. This time it was slow him down, speed him up. Reverse the formula.
And the slider misses away, and it's 1-2.
I think Kenta is feeling like he's in a very good rhythm, and he knows what to do. He's already gone to a very high-level pitch right there, which is a backdoor slider.
Hosmer wraps it on the ground. Positioned over there is Christopher Negron. Comfortable wherever you put him. Playing third today He started a game at short. He started a game at second. He started 2 games in center. This is his first start at third. That's 5 at 4, 3.
And I do 4M now.
Which is?
Middle.
Huh.
Just, you know, it's just getting so complicated with where are they standing, and is he really at 4 now? Is it, you know, he's not really over there where the normal second baseman plays. He's more where the second baseman that's up the middle plays.
Hunter Renfroe. Strike 1 as he attacks him with a fastball. I've seen some people actually draw a line to show where a batted ball went. I guess a lot of times, though, that's on hits.
Right. You could do, yeah, you could do a dotted line on these ground balls that get fielded.
Really fine tip pen for that.
Yes, that's true.
There's only so much room in those boxes.
We need bigger score sheets.
Yeah.
Or smaller pens. Yeah.
Our boxes are getting smaller and smaller, and our eyes are getting worse and worse.
Speak for yourself, young man.
0-2. 1 and 2. I think I'm
you're
doing
not
the
supposed to
opposite.
do. You're not supposed to do play-by-play on my health.
I think it's actually illegal, so I'll stop.
Okay.
Don't need the cops busting in here on a Sunday morning. That is a fastball to get him looking. Maeda with his second K.
I have a really good feeling for where Kenta Maeda is right now as we take a look at the Morongo slow-mo cam on his fastball. But he is not really developing a foundation. He has a feel with every pitch already, and he is confident with the fastball. This is a good formula against a Padre team that has a tendency to swing and miss.
With 2 gone, Josh Naylor watches that one fall over the outside corner for a strike. The Padres over the last 2+ games now, 26 strikeouts and 1 walk. And 1 bug in his eye.
It was quite a performance last night by Walker Buehler. 15 strikeouts, no walks. One of 3 names in all of baseball history now.
Chopper right side, Christopher Negron, inning over.
Pedro Martinez, Walker Buehler, and Dwight Gooden. 15 or more strikeouts and no walks. They're the only 3 guys in history that have done it.
Walker Buehler coming off that 15 strikeout, no walk complete game. We take a look at stats with Lowe's. There are a lot of both short-term and long-term historical perspectives on this. It's the second complete game with 12+ Ks in the National League this season. Walker Buehler owns both of those. 6 games with 15 Ks in the majors this season. Walker Buehler has 2. And you mentioned going to break. He's the first guy since Pedro Martinez in 2000 to have multiple games with 15 Ks and no walks in the same year. Chris Paddock to Max Muncy with a first pitch fastball for a strike. For a little more perspective on that, Clayton Kershaw has 1 game in his career, in his otherworldly Hall of Fame career, of at least 15 Ks and no walks. It was his no-hitter against the Rockies. Other than 2 on Muncy. For Sandy Koufax, also an otherworldly Hall of Fame career, the most strikeouts he had in a game with no walks was 14. His perfect game against the Cubs in '65. Twice this season, Buehler's done it with 15. Muncy hits a towering fly ball to right. That one is gone. Solo shot, Max Muncy, and the Dodgers strike first. Well, David told you during the pregame show the importance of homering for this team. Muncy just barely gets his 27th out of here, and it's 1-0 in the second.
Take a look at Carl's cam. Max Muncy, a very smart hitter. He watched Alex Verdugo get finished off with a high fastball. He watched Corey Seager get finished off with a high fastball. I think he went up there looking for something near the top of the strike zone and didn't miss it.
Pollock now goes after the first one, got it off the end of the bat, and in right center field, Manuel Margot. Max Muncy has more home runs than any player in baseball against San Diego over the last 2 years. Most recent one comes against him, and his very first came against the Padres. First in a Dodgers uniform, his call-up early on last year. Opposite field home run with Petco. One gone here in the second, and Beatty stands in.
We have moved from the Jock Peterson experiment at first base. Jock now out in the outfield and he'll be playing right or left field, to the Matt Beatty getting more reps at first base. Continuing to exercise the flexibility of this roster and trying to figure out what the best combinations are. Saw Cody Bellinger playing first base last night. The equity of a large lead, how to spend it. And they are spending it with some experimentation and flexibility.
The lead in the division is 16. Lead for home field advantage in the league is 6.5. And the lead for home field advantage in a potential World Series matchup is a half game over the Houston Astros. 3-1.
One of the check marks on Matt Beatty's resume is hitting with runners in scoring position. And does that start to give you a little bit of comfort about putting him up there in a big situation if it's a playoff game? It's one thing to have overall good numbers. It's another thing to be able to do the job in the moment. And so Matt's got a leg up on a lot of people with that.
He's got a walk here, and there's a ways to go. We'll see what the final 2 months look like. But wouldn't you agree that if you're setting your postseason roster today, choosing to keep him off would be a really, really hard decision because of what you're talking about? Not necessarily the full body of work or anything he does defensively, but the trust in the biggest moments.
Yeah, it's been there for a lot of our young guys. Verdugo, Smith, Beatty. These guys have not only performed, but performed in the moment. And a lot of these exciting wins that have happened at home, these comeback wins, the walk-offs, the rookies have been the ones performing.
Negron with 1-on-1 out behind a fastball, strike one.
I mean, Beatty in the moment is hitting over 400, 405 with runners in scoring position. And it's not a short sample size. He's had 37 at-bats with runners in scoring position.
And it doesn't seem like there are many empty, blowout win RBIs in that category. There are a lot of big, big moments that he's come through in.
There's going to be very few guys on the Dodger roster that have every single tool that you want. And so when you continue to complete the roster and look at the team, you look for specific tools that stand out. That's definitely one for Matt Beatty. Not everybody's going to be Justin Turner or Corey Seager or Cody Bellinger or Max Muncy, where there's no way you're pinch hitting for him if it's a lefty or righty, and there's no way you're really going to sub for him defensively. You might move him around a little bit. So after those guys that have everything, you look to who is the best at maybe one thing. Same way you kind of formulate a bullpen. You've got guys that can pitch length. You've got guys at the end of Kenley Jansen get the save. And then in between, you're meshing guys together.
It's like when you're putting together your toolbox. You just have a toolbox full of hammers or a toolbox full of screwdrivers. You get everything in there.
Sometimes on a baseball team, you can have a bunch of screwdrivers. You get the screw balls.
Or a bunch of hammers.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
You do see that too, especially this day and age.
Not many championship teams have a bunch of hammers. But you're right. It's an interesting mix of the whole thing. And I think Andrew Friedman and the whole front office have done a great job identifying and then putting those pieces together.
So the next 2 months, a lot of that is going to be deciding the best of those pieces. Strike one on Russell Martin, how to gel them all together going into October.
The last championship team here in Los Angeles had a group of guys led by Mickey Hatcher, Danny Heap, a bunch of other guys called the Stuntmen in 1988. after the trade deadline, when Andrew was nice enough to come up here and spend an inning with us, you know, one of the biggest points that I got out of what he said was that we don't really know what the landscape's going to look like two months from now. You know, you don't hope for injuries, but you have to plan for them. And I think they've done a great job just having so many different plans. You know, some organizations have enough depth for an A plan and maybe an A- plan, their secondary look. I think the Dodgers' depth goes down to an A, B, C, D plan. The flexibility of the roster, the talent on the roster, and the planning to have them all here and active when they're not hurt. It fits together really well.
Time called there midway through Paddock's delivery. On a 1-2, Russell Martin turns one around, right center field, way back there, and gone. Opposite field shot from Martin, his second over the last week. And on a pair of home runs, the Dodgers lead it 3-0.
This swing is making Russell Martin smile. This swing is making a lot of people smile. You don't really watch him lift and separate on swings like this. This is not the swing he came into camp with. Releasing the top hand, full extension and follow through. That ball was crushed.
Same with the one we saw in Denver.
Yeah, that one in Denver was not because of Colorado. It was because he put that same kind of swing on it.
Strike one on Kenta Maeda. He had 2 home runs over the first 100 games of the year, roughly. He's got 2 this week. Could it be that the swing change that he made just has taken time for him to fully feel comfortable with?
Oh, that wasn't a, hey, look what I found home run. That swing is a power hitter swing. And ridiculous. Like, opposite field, full swing, perfect trajectory, barrel it up. Look at Rick. He got smiling. He's smiling.
A 1-2 to Maeda. And you got him swinging to end the inning. 4th K for Paddock, but a pair of home runs. One to open the inning from Max Muncy. Number 27 of the year for him. Makes that guy a happy guy taking home a souvenir. And then with 2 out, it was Russell Martin going the other way with a 2-run shot. And after 2, the Dodgers 3, the Padres nothing. The Dodgers with a pair of home runs last inning. Max Muncy, number 27, to open the scoring against Chris Paddock. And then Russell Martin is second this week. Similar trajectory, similar sound to right center field. Land Rover Performance Spotlight. The Dodgers 42-15 overall here in this ballpark when they hit a home run. As David talked about earlier, they are 37-11 versus right around 500 when they fail to go deep. You know, Martin, we were talking about I don't know if it's fair to call it a swing overhaul, but a swing change to try and produce fewer ground balls. And the intent wasn't necessarily to hit home runs. It was to get the ball off of the ground, more line drive focus. One of the early stories of swing changes in this modern era is Daniel Murphy in 2015 with the New York Mets. He crushed everybody in the postseason with the new swing. Greinke, Kershaw, Lester, you name it. He was homering against everybody. But what people forget is that the first few months with the swing change, he was horrible. I mean, there were hardly any home runs, to the point where people are asking, what is this guy doing? Always been a contact hitter, and not necessarily the case with Russell. He's had power earlier in his career. But the point is, in Daniel Murphy's case, it took a while before it clicked and the power stroke took off. And maybe we're making a mountain out of a molehill with 2 home runs in 1 week, but we've not seen swings like that prior to this week from him. Maybe it's just taken a few months for the new swing to take off.
And it can take a little longer for a part-time player. Daniel Murphy was doing it playing every day. And so building those habits and being comfortable in the midst of the at-bat and picking on counts where you think you're going to get a pitch to open up your swing. Russell Martin feeling very comfortable and getting the production now.
Bottom third of the order as Maeda's retired the first 6 that he's faced. Here he comes to Francisco Mejia with the pitch a little bit low, according to Jerry Meals. 1 ball, no strikes.
David Vassay down by the dugout in between innings overheard a little banter in the dugout about Maeda is in a place right now where he's got the Padres guessing wrong. And to guess wrong, that you got to command more than one pitch, and he's commanding almost everything.
Mejia carves it out to left and down for the first hit of the game for San Diego. Verdugo's thrown out in time and a leadoff double. Speaking of that guy down by the dugout, hi, Dave.
Hi, guys. I was talking to Dave Roberts about Kenta Maeda before the game, and he has been urging Kenta to be more aggressive with his fastball. And he says if he is like he has been, that will allow him to be more effective the second and third time through the order today, especially since the Padres are very familiar with him.
Yeah, this is his 4th start against San Diego this season, and throughout his career, about a dozen. Here's Margot, who has 2 home runs against him. The runner on second, they'll change the signs. One ball, no strikes. Provided the lone run for the Padres last night on a solo home run. Pinch hit job. And in this series, he's 3 for 6. Came in 3 of his last 28. Margot, native of the Dominican Republic, waiting on a 1-0 pitch. And taking it inside for ball 2.
You got a guy who's got a couple of home runs off of you. You're in a situation where you struggled in your last few starts with Kenta. With men on scoring position, he's having trouble putting people away and having trouble continuing to get ahead. You see he gets very edgy already in a 2-0 count.
Challenge him with a fastball and put it right by him, 2-1. You were talking about the different areas that he struggled. Here's the difference in what he's done in these situations. Pretty good first couple months, below 200. But over the last 2 months, opponents hitting close to 300 with runners in scoring position. 2-2.
Good job getting back in the count with the heater. Not trying to manipulate the ball right there and get him to swing at a ball that seems like a strike. It's just challenging right there. I love that attitude.
Dave Roberts constantly encouraging him to maintain that attitude. Trust that attitude.
93 is not a weak fastball, and we've seen him in relief or when well rested at 95 sometimes when he can really go to the tank and get a little extra.
Especially when the change in the slider is so good.
Mm-hmm.
Which they have been. Opponents hitting below 200 against both those pitches, even with his fastball inconsistencies. All 3 strikes against Margot came on swings against the fastball.
Dodgers baseball is always live on MLB at Bat. Follow the action with game tracking and video highlights, along with up-to-the-moment stats, standings, breaking news, and more. Download MLB at Bat today. It's your #1 app for Dodgers baseball.
1-on-1 out. Here's Paddock. Slider for a strike. Where would you rather be?
We're in the right place. It's beautiful. A few of our cameras that wander around the stadium throughout the game and give us shots like that. It's always fun to see.
Nice haircut.
Got it tightened up.
Oh.
In contrast to Dustin May.
Yeah, totally. And Chris Paddock.
Yeah.
That's a strike, 1 and 2. Couple Texans with nice flows.
Yeah.
Show hair. But he is second, first base runner of the game for the Padres, as Paddock lines a base hit into center field. But he is headed home. Pollock's throw will be cut off by Beatty. And Chris Paddock drives home the first run of the game for the Padres.
23 Fernando Tatis Jr.
Second career RBI for Paddock, and a 3-1 game in the third.
In his 19th start in the big leagues, and ends up now with 2 RBIs. Pretty good swing right there. And the fact that Pollock had to run severely to his right, easy to score on that.
Here's Tatis Jr. We told the story one time earlier this season about Fernando playing on his dad's Winter League team in the Dominican Republic, the Eastern Stars. Dad used to play for him, and his dad, of course, Fernando Tatis Sr., played in the major leagues for about a decade. That is foul. Some of the earliest baseball memories for Fernando Jr. were accompanying his dad to those Winter League games. And now his dad's the manager. He's playing for this franchise, which is long-suffering. Kind of think like the Cubs, right? Went a long, long time without winning a world championship. Or think the Dodgers currently, you know, the 31-year drought. Well, Fernando Tatis Jr. this winter helped them end a 50-year championship drought. And so he came into this rookie season saying, look, that was way more stressful and emotional than anything I'm going to face here. Felt a whole lot more pressure there than I do coming up into the majors as the hero of his hometown. They already call him the king of San Pedro. Maeda gets him looking for out number 2. Long discussion with the veteran umpire, the crew chief, Jerry Meals.
Hitters usually change their tune when they go back and watch the video, and you'll see that that was a strike. Sometimes there's even an apology during the next at bat, or at least a conversation like, hey, Blue, you got it right.
Them calling him the king of San Pedro when it comes to baseball is like calling somebody the star of Hollywood.
Exactly, because that produced a lot of big leaguers.
Ball one on Greg Garcia. In fact, more big leaguers per capita than any other place in the world. It's a town of 200,000. 99 players have reached the majors from there. 2-0. First baseball teams there, we're going back centuries, came from the sugar mills. It used to be one of the sugar capitals of the world, and each mill would have a team. They had some great rivalries that were born from that. And they say that's why, it's a big part of the reason why there is so much talent there, is because it became a huge way of life and was very important to them. So they invested a lot of time in the sport, even though it was just a game at first. It became a way of life through those sugar mills. 2-1 that Garcia pokes foul, and it's 2-2. Robinson Cano is from there. Sammy Sosa. Alfonso Soriano, former Dodger Pedro Guerrero. Cano and a lot of the guys still go back there each winter and work out.
I pitched in Dominican, and the second half of the season is always a lot harder than the first half of the season down there because the big leaguers are starting to get ready and they play.
Oh.
They're resting in the first half of the season, maybe just doing some workouts, but they actually strap it on in the second half of the season and they get ready for the Caribbean Series. The Dominican champion then goes and plays the other winter ball champions, so they want to all be a part of that.
Late season call-ups have a different meaning down there, huh?
Yeah. Late season call-ups are not the young guys that can't play or just want to get a taste. These are the really good ones.
Here it's, these games are going to be long now. You got all these late season call-ups clogging up the clubhouse. There it's, time for the late season call-ups.
Yeah, the first half of the season, the talent level is probably like AA and a half. And the second half of the season, and then when you're in the playoffs, and if you get to the Caribbean Series, it's like A- big league. It's just really close to almost big league level talent on the field. Because it's either a young guy that's going to be a big leaguer in the next year or two, or a veteran that's already been there for 3 to 5 to 7 to 10 years.
Here's another 2-2, and Garcia shoots one. Caught by third base coach. Tip of the cap, Glenn Hoffman.
Still got the hands.
Eighth pitch from Maeda. Oh, he thought he had it.
The K-Zone said he had it. Watch the green dot fill up. Well, it doesn't fill up on the replay, but it fills up live.
So the K-Zone was half full. Flexed into center field, and on the ninth pitch, Greg Garcia singles.
I hope that doesn't back him off from his fastball. It has really helped him in this inning. Get Margot, to get Tatis, and now he gives up a hit on it. That's okay. Just stay with it. But maybe not to this guy, Joe.
I was going to say, a guy whose mere presence sometimes forces you off your fastball.
Yeah.
Name on his back does it to you. 2 on, 2 out, and a 2-run game in the third. Maeda to Machado. Slider for a strike. That's how he started him his first time up there. Eventually got him to ground back to him.
We talk about 4 or 5 batters, 4 or 5 pitches in a game for a starter that could turn your game, a win to a loss. Here's one of them. Machado's going to maybe get 4 at-bats in this game, and this could be his biggest opportunity to impact the game.
He's got a pitcher out there who has been out there for a long time. Only 22 pitches over the first 2 innings for Kenta. This would be his 28th here in the third. It's a 1-1, and Machado goes after a slider that had good bite to it. Strike 2.
He needed to have good bite. It looked like Machado had slowed down with him. He was on this as far as the timing. It's just it's too far away. And with good break. Threw him what he expected, but put it in a good place.
Home with a 1-2. Machado bails out of there. Before the pitch was even let go, was time called?
I don't know if time was called or not.
Because he had no idea that pitch was going to miss.
And Kenta didn't know what was going on there. The scoreboard says 1-2. He asked for time, but I don't know if he got time.
He got lucky then. But did they put a ball on the count?
Yeah, wasn't it? There was 1-1.
No, it was 1-2.
1-2.
And it stayed 1-2. So I think they did grant time.
Yep, they must have.
So now 2-2 on Machado. Deuce is wild in the third. 2 on, 2 out, and a 2-2 pitch to Manny Machado. Full count. Jerry Meals is hiding his time hand behind Machado.
So Machado must have said it verbally, then raised his hand, and Meals got it up in time.
Crowd urging Maeda on. Runners to get a head start. There they go. Here it comes inside to load him up. First walk of the game issued by Kenta. And Eric Hosmer will come up with the bases loaded.
They're going to give him a little breather. He's thrown an awful lot of pitches this inning. This is going to be the biggest at bat of the game. So a little strategy here, but also just trying to break the rhythm and give him a rest.
31 to be exact after 22 pitches over the first two.
Dodger fans, enjoy Value Day on Wednesday with the best ticket prices of the season, starting at just $14 each. Purchase at Dodgers.com/tickets. Nice, fun 12-10 game on Wednesday. Gonna look just like this, probably 84 degrees and sunny.
YouTube.
Yeah. No, I think it's Facebook this time, is it? Is it YouTube or Facebook? YouTube, I got it wrong again.
Zanga.
I'm so glad you're here.
It's a Zanga exclusive.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just make sure you create one tonight so you can watch Wednesday. It's YouTube, confirmed.
Yeah.
Dodgers 3, Padres 1. The lone run coming in on Chris Paddock's RBI hit. But a single for Garcia on the 10th pitch of an at-bat, and then Machado walks, and the table's set for Hosmer. So here we go. Not close. Ball one. On a 1-0 pitch. Same spot. 2-0.
Not even close.
And Adam Kolarek, new addition from Tampa Bay, warming.
I don't think Hosmer comes off fastball here. I think this is like first pitch fastball hacking, even though it's 2-0.
So a good pitch for Maeda to throw, huh? That change?
It really was. And he pulled the trigger and had the guts to say, I can throw this for a strike. You see how far out in front and how big a leg kick Hosmer has. He did not come off fastball. He loves to hunt the heater.
Bases loaded, third inning, 2-1 pitch. Hosmer swings, hits one to deep right, rising towards the wall, and a grand slam. Remember, just 2 hitters ago, Kenta Maeda was walking off of the mound thinking that he was out of the inning with a borderline pitch that didn't go his way. Garcia winds up singling. Machado walks, and Hosmer changes the game.
You got a change up. It's up. You see the glove of Russell Martin down, but when it starts to reach up, all of a sudden when you change speeds, even when the hitter's out in front, they can still reach it when it's up there.
So the grand slam from Hosmer makes it 5-3 San Diego, and Hunter Renfroe takes a strike. Oh, and 2.
2-0 count, and did a nice job with the 2-0 pitch, but the 2-0 count keeps you in a hitter's count even if you get a strike. So Hosmer was still in attack mode and found a mistake.
It's 1-2, and remember back to the Greg Garcia at bat when he had 2 strikes on him. Thought he had finished the inning there, didn't get the call. Garcia singled, Machado walked, and then the grand slam. Flipped over short, base hit to left. And they've batted around here in the 3rd.
22-2 Justice Daly.
Boy, this came crashing down quickly. Maeda retired the first 6 hitters that he faced, and so it was perfect through 2. For the Padres, hitting around here in the 3rd inning, scoring at least 5, and his day is over. Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by BMW, the ultimate driving machine. Hurry into a Southern California BMW center today for exceptional offers, or visit SoCalBMW.com for more details. And by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times. Fast-acting pain relief pitching change brought to you by BioFreeze. Welcome to the Dodgers, Adam Kolarek, acquired at the deadline from Tampa Bay. And he's had to have been thinking, man, am I ever going to actually pitch with my new team? And here on a Sunday afternoon, he will.
Fastball slider change, very effective against left-handed hitters, something the Dodgers have been looking for.
Comes on for Josh Naylor, who swings at the first pitch and grounds it by the bag foul. Yeah, acquired with a very specific thought in mind, with a very specific need addressed. Lefty-lefty matchups. And you can see why he'd be tough on lefties with the angle that he comes at you with.
Lefties hit around a flat 200 off him this year. He's been very good this year with inherited runners. Something the Dodger bullpen has kind of struggled with. In the American League of Qualifiers, he was number 11 in stranding runners. So a bullpen piece that you can bring into the middle of an inning.
30 years old, originally from Baltimore, Maryland. Delivers the 1-1 to Naylor, who grounds it gently under Renfroe. At second, Muncy to throw him out and finish the inning. So retires the first batter that he faces in a Dodger uniform, with the Dodgers now playing from behind after the Hosmer grand slam. Eric Hosmer's grand slam has the Padres in front 5-3. To the bottom of the 3rd we go. And Chris Paddock about to throw his first pitch in more than a half hour.
But he'll have some adrenaline from getting that run support. It's something that he hasn't gotten throughout the year. This Padre offense has been sporadic, and they have usually been off when he pitches.
Second time through the order for the Dodgers, with Jock Peterson to lead it off. Fly to left on the first pitch that Paddock threw, and is trying to snap an 0 for 21. Strike 1. Ball 1.
Chris Paddock has pitched well all year. ERA under 3. Run support 4th worst in the National League. So 7-5, and he's doing a nice job just staying above 500, but he should have a lot more victories if he was getting some support.
A few starts ago, took a no-hitter into the 8th inning against the Marlins. That's against the team that traded him. Drafted him in the 8th round in 2015 and then traded him for Fernando Rodney in 2016. So went in there with a little bit of added motivation. And he's a guy that will channel any kind of motivation that he can find. He was drafted 236th overall. He has the numbers 236 tattooed on his torso to remind him that there were 235 guys that teams thought were better than him.
Not only need to be one of the best of your generation, your draft, but you've got to be one of the best of the last 10 years, sometimes 12 or 15.
Peterson lofts it to left. Josh Naylor will make the play for out number 1.
There's always a new crop of individuals coming up that want your job or are better than you. The Dodgers are sure seeing that this year. A lot of good young players coming up and pitchers.
1 gone in the 3rd as he gets ready to face Verdugo. This winter, Chris wrote all his goals down for the season and for his career. And in the upper right-hand corner, he had 2 columns. In one column, he had the numbers that he figured would qualify him as a solid pro, what he'd need to do to stick. And this is in the career goal section. To strike 1 on Verdugo. In the column next to that, he listed the numbers that he thought would make him a Hall of Famer. And those that know him best say that he doesn't want to be good, doesn't want to be great. He wants to be the single best there ever was.
That's a high bar. But you know what? I admire somebody that says, I'm going to set the bar high and I'm going to work at it every day. The key is when you don't jump over that bar, can you keep working? Because not everybody is going to attain that. But setting the bar high and working towards it, having those kind of goals, it's awesome.
That's the 1-2 fly, and Verdugo taps it foul. Will do it again. And the way that he stays on top of chasing those goals on a daily basis is he keeps a journal. One of the last things he does each day is puts down his thoughts on that day, what he learned, how he can be better, and then his thoughts on what tomorrow will look like. Joss misses, and the count evens up on Verdugo. Ground ball to first, stopped by Hosmer, and he'll take it himself. 2 away.
Seager.
2 gone here in the 3rd. It seemed like Verdugo is taking a while to get down there. See if there's a stumble.
Ooh, yeah, might have twisted that left ankle a little bit. He looks back to the batter's box.
Two up, 2 down, and now Seager. First pitch change up that Mejia tried to bring back into the strike zone, but it's ball 1. One of the 4 Ks for Paddock so far. You got Seager with a high fastball. Here he rocks and fires 1-0 and misses. Nope, caught the corner. 1-1.
Went around the corner for a strike.
Yeah.
That'll make a hitter creep out there off the plate.
Went back there with a fastball to get Seager for the second time today. And the top of the order down in order.
Welcome back to beautiful Dodger Stadium. We're headed to the top of the fourth inning with the Padres leading the Dodgers 5-3. And former Dodger Skip Schumacher is now the Padres' first base coach. He's wearing number 56 because Matt Strom has number 55. But when he got first called up by the St. Louis Cardinals, they gave him number 55. And because he grew up in Southern California, a big Dodger fan, and one of his favorite players was Oral Hershiser. And there is young Skip, 4 years old, with the Bulldog, living out a dream. And he has that picture, and obviously a huge Dodger fan, and he kept number 55 until he had to turn it into a player as a coach.
Did you know that, Oral?
I did know that. He actually, when I was working for ESPN, he was on the Giants, and I was there early, kind of wandering around talking to players, and he said, Oral, do you know how connected you are to my life? And I go, no. And he goes, stay right there. And he ran back in the locker room and got his phone and showed me that picture and said, when I was a little kid, I started crying because a couple of the players walked by me and I couldn't get their autograph. You stopped and saw me crying and said, I'll sign for you. I think I'm somebody. And I was just a rookie. So, you know, maybe it was a veteran that walked by him that he wanted the autograph. And I signed it for him, held him up. His dad took the picture, and he ended up making it at the big leagues. And I wrote on the autograph, to Skip, a future big leaguer, Oral Hershiser.
Yimi Garcia on to pitch this fourth inning for the Dodgers, and 1-1 strike on Mejia.
When he was here, the Dodgers made the playoffs, and they asked me to throw out one of the first pitches. And I got down to Skip, and I said, would you catch the first pitch? And he said it'd be an honor. So he was the guy who came out of the dugout and caught the first pitch.
Very cool. Mejia goes up to get that one, but it's foul. And we showed Alex Verdugo stagger and come out of the box on that ground out last inning, and it did take him a little bit extra time to get out there, but he is back in there defensively. Good sign. One and two on Mejia, who started that 5-run third inning with a double against Maeda. Goes down to get this one, cut off by Negron, and he is out number one of the fourth. Well, for Yimi Garcia, this matches the earliest he's been in a game this season. The other time that he entered for the start of the fourth was in Rich Hill's injury-shortened outing back in June against San Francisco. And Garcia on that day with the bullpen really pieced it together, pitched 2 full innings. Fourth and the fifth that day. I hope for a little bit of length out of him here, perhaps. Here's Margot. Strike one. Boy, Christopher Negron is a ball hog on that right side of the infield. How many times have you written 5 at 4-3? 3, right?
Yeah. He's in the right spot. And with his range, he can be in the right spot often. Really brings a lot of flexibility, not only where you start him, but where you move him around.
One and two. Hey, remember the name Breivik Valera?
Oh, yeah.
Came up for the Dodgers, handful of games the last 2 years.
Real good eye at the plate.
Mm-hmm. Traded in the Machado deal.
Mm-hmm.
He is now playing for the New York Yankees.
Really?
Yeah. Drove in a run yesterday.
We might get a chance to see him.
Mm-hmm. Yankees come here in a couple weeks. August 23rd through the 25th. Final full weekend of the month. Garcia to Margot with a 2-2. He's under it and foul. We'll do it again.
We get to do 2 of the 3 of those games. The Sunday game will be on ESPN on the 25th.
Potentially a World Series preview. A lot of teams, a lot of people feel the Astros have become the favorite in the American League. Margot yanks a fly ball down the left field line and a home run on a 2-strike pitch. Goes out and gets it, and his second home run of the series.
Pitcher, Chris Paddock.
Yimi Garcia's Achilles heel this year has been the home run ball. The batting average against is good. The way he has thrown the ball throughout the year has been very good. But when he has made a mistake or when somebody's caught up to him, it's been for long distance.
Got a strike on Paddock. 6-3 San Diego. 5 runs in the third to chase Maeda, and they got 1 here in the fourth against Garcia. Margot's 8th of the season, his second in the last 24 hours. And Julio Urias swarming. Hasn't pitched in 4 days, and you know that he can give them some length.
And I really think that the bullpen might not be his home the rest of the season. He might get a few more starts, but I really believe that he's a huge asset in 2019 down there in the pen. Especially with the Dodgers looking for a really excellent left-handed reliever. And then he just fills so many places in the pen as far as length, as far as dominance, as far as you can use him short, long, end of the game against lefties. Could be definitely one of the linchpins of the Dodgers going deep into October.
In one role or another.
Yep.
And you can say that confidently about a few guys where it is, yes, they're going to be big parts of the pitching staff. It's just, what is the role? Perhaps viewing it as more of a pitching staff than a rotation and a bullpen. Similar to what the Red Sox did last year down the stretch and what the Astros did in 2017.
Tony Gonsolin, Dustin May will get looks. Kenta Maeda with his domination against right-handed hitters. Who knows if he could go down there and fill a nice spot in the bullpen.
May's going to go again on Wednesday, the finale against St. Louis, that YouTube game. Gonsolin will pitch tomorrow. Paddock looks at strike 3, 2 gone in the fourth.
Shortstop, Fernando Tatis Jr.
So he told you 2 of the starting pitchers for the Cardinals series. In game 2, it's going to be Clayton Kershaw. A couple night games and then the day game on Wednesday. It's Cardinals team that was the worst in baseball from early May through right around the All-Star break, or at least early July. But now within a half game of first place behind the Cubs. Strike 1 on Tatis Jr. They've done it even though they've been very banged up. Dodgers are going to see a bit more healthy version of the Cardinals than teams have seen in recent weeks. Got Marcell Ozuna back a couple days ago. They'll get Matt Carpenter back today. Still, though, no Yadier Molina. Popped up behind the plate, Russell Martin. Can he find it in that bright sun? You bet he can, and the inning comes to an end. The Padres add to the lead with a home run from Margot. It is 6-3 to the bottom of the fourth. Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Ram Trucks, Motor Trend's 2019 Truck of the Year. Part of the order coming up for the Dodgers, down 6-3 to the bottom of the fourth. Max Muncy homered his first time, takes ball 1 from Chris Paddock. A home run opened the second. They got 2 more in that inning and a shot from Martin. Boy, this has been a interesting zone from Jerry Meals.
It seems like when he's looking towards the pitcher, his right shoulder has a little bit of a blind spot low and in, and off his left shoulder away to a lefty. Seems like he's a little wider on that side of the plate. Right there. That side of the plate over there kind of low, has called most of those pitches balls, even though we've seen him electronically register as strikes. And then we've seen a lot off the other side of the plate, a little wider, almost a ball and a half off. He's calling it for a strike. What you have to take notice of as a pitcher and as a catcher, and you adjust to what the game is that day. And sometimes the umpires will get into their zones, and you've got to play that. You can't just keep shaking your head and going, I guess I'm going to lose because he's not calling that one, but he's calling this one. You've got to adjust and play the game.
Here comes Paddock with a 2-2. Muncy protects that outside corner. Jerry Mills been doing it at a high level for a really long time. 22 years of Major League service time as an umpire. Crew chief now. Got to start doing Little League games. Growing up in Butler, Pennsylvania. That is inside, and the count is full on Muncy, leading off this fourth.
This generation of umpires, they make quicker adjustments because they're being evaluated electronically, and they get a disc on their games, and they can see where they're a little wide or a little tight, and they can make adjustments.
They get a disc?
Yeah, I think, is it a disc? I think they might send it to them by email now.
Muncy goes the other way. That is another base hit. Little scoop by Naylor, and a leadoff double.
When they first started getting evaluated, they got a disc.
I thought it was funny you saying this day and age, you know, the advanced technology now. They got CDs and everything.
Well, in my day, they didn't get anything, and you just learn umpires and you learn their zones, and you actually took notes on he's wide away to lefties, you know, he's tight in to righties. So, yeah, you got it right.
We knew exactly what you meant. I just had to give you a hard time.
God, I hate to sound like the old man. I hate it.
Oh, you don't.
I'm trying really hard.
You are the
youngest ancient person I know.
41-year-old that I've ever met.
That's 60. Oh, thank you, Max Muncy, for the double. To change the subject.
We can talk CDs all day. Pollock up. Runner at second, nobody out. The Dodgers down 6-3.
I can take you all the way back to 45s and 8-tracks.
Right,
so.
you should just do that to me, and then
yeah, no,
I'm the one on my heels.
No, it's okay.
Change up for a strike. AJ flied to center his first time in his first at-bat back after missing a couple games with a sore groin. Paddock 5 Ks today. 0-2 count on Pollock. Muncy at second. Nobody out. Fourth inning. Oh, 2.
Kenta Maeda had one of his 4 or 5 batters that were key. Paddock kind of creeping into some batters that are going to be key for him.
Here's his 1-2 offering. Pollock lifts it foul. Do it again.
Maeda walked Machado, and then all of a sudden after that he had to face Hosmer. Machado was a huge at bat with 2 guys on and 2 outs. and he had a good count and ended up walking him. And then Hosmer got to come up from getting the pass of the baton and got the grand slam. Those really defined Kenta's outing. Paddock now with a double out there and a 3-run lead. Can he pitch around it? Can he strand it, or can he maybe only give up one? And that'll be a good situation for this starter.
On another 1-2, Pollock takes ball 2 and is even the count up after falling behind 0-2. They hit him. So the fastball gets away from Paddock, and the first 2 Dodgers have reached here in the 4th.
Going in, gets too much run on it. A.J. Pollock was trying to keep that front shoulder in. You're facing a guy who has a good changeup and a good curveball, so you're trying to hold your swing together. He gets clipped. Dodger fans, the first 12,000 kids 14 and under in attendance on August 11 will receive a Dodgers backpack presented by Spectrum. Plus, come down to the field after the final outs, and the kids will run the bases. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
Just in time for back to school.
Get inspired to do your homework in a big way when you got a nice backpack. Nice new Dodger backpack.
2 on, nobody out. Matt Beatty comes up. We're talking about how good he's been in these situations this year. Above 400 with runners in scoring position. Walked his first time. Tying run at the plate, 4th inning. The game was flying by over the first inning plus. Kind of meandered its way over the last couple innings. Padres getting 5 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th. 3 Dodger runs came in the 2nd. Paddock's first one is low, ball 1. Talked about Paddock being a guy that journals. The guy at the plate does as well. Matt Beatty keeps kind of a log of everything he experiences against individual pitchers, everything he feels as a hitter. Something he's been doing for a while. Muncy at second, Pollock at first. Beatty watches a breaking ball, and for a strike, and it's 1-1. And Mejia will go out there to talk with Paddock.
So these guys are probably journaling on their phones or on their iPads or something.
On their discs.
I was in the 3x5 card generation with a little metal box.
They didn't invent binding yet?
Yeah, but I just grabbed a pack of 3x5 cards and jot stuff down from each outing and then threw them in a box.
And so do you still have those?
They're probably somewhere in storage,
awesome.
But I'd have to uncover them. I don't think anybody really wants to know what Wally Backman did off me back then.
Still is something, though, about pen and paper, having that in hand. On a 1-1 pitch. That is low, and ball 2.
I remember more things when I write them down than if I type them. There's something about making the pen and the paper and making the shape of the letter. It must register more in my brain than if I would type on my phone or on my iPad. I don't remember as much when I take notes that way.
Cody Bellinger and Justin Turner both out of the starting lineup today, but available to offer the bench. And Bellinger already getting loose. On a 2-1, Beatty watches a fastball perfectly placed, especially given the zone that we've seen from Jerry Mills. 2-2.
Wide right. We're not quite to football season yet.
You're getting warmed up, though. The 2-2. Punch to third, off Machado, into left to bring home Muncy. Pollock to third, Beatty to second, 6-4, and still nobody out. Put it in play. Give yourself a chance.
Throughout this series, we've seen the Padre defense kind of falter. The ball kind of moving around the infield in ways that you're not expecting. But on the left side of this infield with Machado and Tatis Jr., you expect really some dynamic play. This one just off the fingers of Manny, not tall enough and can't reach it.
Second and third. Nobody out. Chance for Negron to tie the game. He swings away and yanks a base hit to left. One run is in. Here comes Beatty. Nailers throw up the line. This game is tied on a two-run single from Christopher Negron. Who has driven in 5 in his first week with the club.
Christopher Negron is changing his reputation. This is a speedster that can bunt sometimes. You think maybe a safety squeeze, a push bunt or something. But no, since he got here, he's been showing off the power in Colorado, been showing some RBI potential. Dave Roberts cutting him loose for a line drive.
And now it's Martin with the Dodgers. Chance to take the lead now. And Russell looks at a strike. And Cody Bellinger with the pitcher's spot due next is in the on-deck circle. Poked down the line, foul. Now Russell Martin, we mentioned the 2 home runs this week. Both of them the other way. Both of them very hard hit. He came into this week with 2 home runs on the season. He's got 2 over the last 6 days.
And the one in Colorado went 445 feet. The one here at Dodger Stadium went 410.
In an 0-2 hole here. Goes up and bounces it back to Paddock. Negron caught between second and third. He can really run. Machado. He's out. Moved out of the base path. He is out. 1 gone here in the 4th. Third base umpire Gabe Morales promptly with a call.
Base runners create their own baseline, so you can go 3 feet either way once you create your baseline. So there's a straight direction for his baseline. Now his direction right now is directly towards the bag, so when he goes all the way out there and gets missed, he's out of his created baseline. 3 feet from that area. Yep, they're going to say he was out of it.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter that Machado missed him. Nope. And not a reviewable play. So Martin's at first, 1 gone, and time for Upwork. Clutch off the bench. Cody Bellinger to pinch hit here. And you come to the ballpark hoping to watch the MVP candidate. You get bummed when you see he's not in the starting lineup, but here he is in the 4th inning in a tie game. Still a bummer not seeing him in the starting lineup when you come out to the park.
It is. But for the long haul of Dodger fans, it was the right thing.
First pitch breaking ball lands at the bottom of the zone. He doesn't like it. Bad optics when Mejia goes down to catch it. But Pitchcast had it catch in the bottom of the knees. But yeah, you can understand Cody's frustration when it's caught inches off the dirt.
If we ever get to the electronic strike zone, which I think someday we will, it's going to be very interesting because players are just going to have to trust the lasers.
Can't argue with lasers. They'll shoot you. Martin at first, one gone, and an 0-1 pitch from Paddock to Bellinger. It is a fastball cut on and missed, 0-2.
Usually with body language that Cody used, a lot of times you're not still up there at the plate.
Yeah.
I think Jerry maybe understands he's struggling with that side of the plate, even though the strike zone said it was a strike.
Down on strikes. Two gone here in the fourth.
Right field, John Peterson.
And now Peterson. Two flyouts to left for Peterson today. And again, San Diego this year, Jock, is 3 for 28. Although one of those 3 hits was a home run against this guy. 1-0. Good pitch, 1-1. You talked about it being the onus on the pitcher to adjust to what the umpire's doing and try to leverage strike zone on a given day, and it seems like Paddock's doing a nice job of that.
Yeah, the pitch to Cody Bellinger, the inside curveball, has not been called a strike, but it got one there, but he has continued to extend the away corner to lefties. You can throw the 4-seamer out there and graze the outside corner. Then you go there with a 2-seamer. That really expands the zone.
High fly ball the other way. Naylor has room, and the side is retired. But the Dodgers tie the game. They go from down 6-3 to locked at 6. Max Muncy with an opposite field hit. Matt Beatty put it in play and was the beneficiary of the ball off of the glove of Machado, and then a 2-run game-tying hit from Christopher Negron. Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Try Jack's $4.99 barbecue bacon double cheeseburger combo, only at participating Jack in the Box restaurants. And by your Southern California Toyota dealers. Get huge savings on a rugged new Tacoma at Toyota's National Clearance Event. Tied at 6 and not even halfway home here in Los Angeles. Joe Davis, Ole Hershiser, David Vassegh. Gorgeous Sunday afternoon. Is there any other kind around here? Julio Urias, the 4th pitcher for the Dodgers already.
He has been really fun to watch develop, and now we're starting to see the finished product completely. Really never been overwhelmed by any situation, but as far as the refinement of his stuff and location and aggressiveness, we're seeing the full, bright picture of this young man, present tense and into the future.
They bring him on for 2, 3, and 4 in the Padres lineup. Greg Garcia to lead this inning off. Well, if you're just joining us, you have missed a lot. Missed a lot of calls like that. Strikes on pitches off of the plate. You missed a 3-run second for the Dodgers. Home runs from Muncy and Martin in that inning. A 5-run third and a run in the 4th for the Padres, with the Dodgers answering back, getting 3 to tie it in the bottom of the 4th. Final game these teams will play in this yard this year. 2 more series, but both in San Diego. One and 2 on Greg Garcia. Dodgers are 7-5 against San Diego this year. Ouch.
Oh, Russell Martin did an unbelievable job blocking that ball. Ended up missing the equipment, but boy, did he take one for the team right here.
And for what?
Just practice.
That's like Happy Gilmore in the cage. 2-2 pitch. Garcia swings and misses. That breaking ball kept running away from him. One gone.
With 2 strikes, he's got to go down there and assume that, you know what, the hitter's going to swing at this, so I might have to block it and record the out at first. Well, it came right back to him, but he judged this one to end up in the air. I'll catch this one with the glove. I already sacrificed my forearm for the non-strikeout one.
Machado with the bases empty and 1 gone. Lines a base hit to left. So Machado on for the 2nd time today. It brings up Eric Hosmer, whose grand slam in the 3rd is the big swing in this game and really in this series for the Padres. Here it is on StatCast AI, powered by AWS.
Kenta fell behind him 2-0. Got back into it with a good changeup, but then the second changeup he left up a little bit, and Hosmer didn't miss it. Over 110 miles an hour off the bat.
Much better year 2 in a Padres uniform for Hosmer than last year, where he had the highest ground ball rate in the majors. It's still not where he'd like it to be, and I think where the Padres would like it to be, but it is dropped a little bit, elevating the ball a little bit more than last year. Machado at first, 1 gone, and an 0-1 pitch from Urias come after a check on him. One. Eric Hosmer. Back-to-back Miami natives in the lineup here, Machado and Hosmer. Eric with Cuban roots. His mom, Ileana, was born there and moved to the United States when she was a kid. Waits on a breaking ball, serves it to right where Jock Peterson is today. 1-2 gone.
Right fielder Hunter Renfroe.
The big leaguers come from everywhere. Got back-to-back guys that come from the sprawling hot city of Miami to Hunter Renfroe is from Crystal Springs, Mississippi. Strike 1. Fastball in on the hands. There are 40 people in Hunter Renfroe's graduating class in Crystal Springs. On an 0-1 pitch from Urias, that's back-footed and ball 1.
Can you imagine a friend of his, he gets to the big leagues, he's playing in the minors, and somebody says, you know, were you pretty smart? Yeah, I was top 20 in my class. Really, top 40.
Yeah. Tie game in the 5th. 1-1 pitch. Change up. Feathered by that corner. 1-2.
Strike zone we've had today. It's surprising we have a 6-6 game in the 5th.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I think the pitchers would be dominating.
Maeda failed to make it through 3 today. Polaric came on to get the final out of the 3rd. Then Yimi Garcia for the 4th. And Arias in here for the 5th. Pitching on 4 days rest, so an opportunity to eat up a lot of this game. Machado off first as a 2-2 comes home, and Renfroe fouls it back. We'll do it again. Another 2-2. Got him swinging this time. Showed off a little bit of everything in that 5th. Halfway home, tied at 6. Chris Paddock coming off his roughest inning of the game. He needed 28 pitches to get to the 4th. He had been very efficient prior to that, about 12 pitches per inning. And ready to face off with the heart of the Dodger lineup. Verdugo, Seager, and Muncy coming up. Alex today 0 for 2. In fact, top 3 in the Dodger order, Peterson, Verdugo, and Seager combined 0 for 7. Slicing shot, center field, that'll dunk in for a base hit. Verdugo hangs on with a leadoff single.
Seager.
1 for 3 now. This will make him breathe a little easier. He really stresses his offers. Strikeout and a ground out. Now getting the ball in the air right there and finding some grass.
Seager struck out both times so far today and is 1 of 11 in this series. He's going to get a new Padres pitcher. So Paddock only makes it through 4+. They're watching his innings count here in his rookie season, and he'll leave at 77 pitches. The veteran Craig Stammen comes on.
Be one of the first 40,000 fans in attendance tomorrow and receive a Kenley Jansen bobblehead presented by State Farm. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotion.
Into the Padres bullpen, Craig Stammen, first one on.
Very rarely does he pitch this early in the game, but he is getting the heart of the order, so they are looking for him to shut this down and keep it 6-6 for the Padres. They're trying to squeak out a split in this series, and I think they're taking it very seriously.
Seager struck out twice against Paddock, so happy to see somebody else. Tied up at 6. He's got Verdugo at first after the leadoff single. Stammen's first pitch is outside ball one. Well, they got the umpire scouting report, didn't he? Went right after that outside corner.
You make the call down to the bullpen and say, work on your fastball away to lefties. Who? Everybody.
Yeah. Roller to second. Garcia to Tatis. Guns it to first in time. A blur of a throw from short. And a double play wipes him clean. So in a 6-6 game in the fifth, Muncy comes up with the bases empty.
He's gotten a couple of hits. The home run, 95 miles an hour at the top of the strike zone. But one of the things you can see that he might be getting heated up, well, he takes the same 95 low and away, and look where he hits it. Just kind of carves it down the left field line with a line drive. The guy who's pulling the 95 and hitting it down the left field line, he might be ready to get hot. And I mean really hot for him, because 2 for 2 with a solo home run and doubles hot, but I'm talking over a long course of the time coming up.
We talked about this a little bit, but this is Max's most grueling in terms of how often he's been there, major league season of his career. And he's feeling it from that perspective, doing all he can to keep his body fresh. Extra time in the training room, extra maintenance. Behind here 0-2, but he also acknowledges that the only way to really learn how to get through it is to actually get through it and live it. No better teacher than experience. And an 0-2 from Stammen. Muncy takes it inside ball one. No all-star break for him, which he would prefer not to have at any point. But at the same time, no break physically in that regard. And Max has played more games than any player on the team. On a 1-2 pitch. 2-2. Came back to get him. Nothing he could do there. Tips his cap. Inning over. Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Nissan. Choose Nissan today for great offers on our most exciting lineup ever. Shop ChooseNissan.com. What a day for frozen lemonade. Josh Naylor takes ball one from Julio Urias. Frozen lemonade, one of those batting helmets with ice cream, soft serve in it. Do that. Maybe, Dippin' Dots.
Maybe a nap after that.
101. Are Dippin' Dots still the ice cream of the future? And if so, when does that change? When is it just now?
You're asking a guy who said umpires get discs.
I thought ice cream was going to be more your forte. That ball's crushed to right center field and will split the gap. It's off the wall. Naylor headed for second. Peterson guns that way. Overslides the bag. One gone.
You hit a ball in the gap, you expect to get a double. But when you hit it so hard and the right fielder and Jock Peterson plays the carom perfectly, all of a sudden a sure double, possible home run becomes a, I better hurry up. Watch this ball get off the wall quickly. Jock gets it, turns, throws a strike. But this is about the velocity off the bat that made it carom that far.
And even though he reaches second, that is officially ruled as single, as Mejia pounces on the first one and yanks it foul. A single with an outfield assist from Jock Peterson. That's his fourth of the year. And what a big one that is in a tie game as this game is getting late. 0-1. Strike two.
Russell Martin has said that he really enjoys playing time that he's getting here this year in this uniform, and the way that it's coming, the rhythm as far as how much rest. Today he's going to need some rest. He's blocking a lot of balls, getting beat up back there.
Rest and some ice. 2-2. Base hit to left. Second hit of the day for Mejia, and the 9th for the Padres.
Sorry, Joe, for cutting you off there. I was just gonna, that play by Jock Peterson now on that ball in the gap is huge. Dodger defense has been a little sporadic at times, but with those kind of things, we have never really seen them foul up a cutoff and relay play. They've been outstanding getting the ball in from the outfield defense into the infield.
Margot's got another home run today after having a home run last night. It's close shave, but still has a beard. It's the home run in the 4th today off of Yimi Garcia.
The good piece of hitting was a decent pitch. He stayed with it and got underneath it. Yimi Garcia, that's the 11th home run he's given up this year in only a little over 43 innings. It's been his weakness of the year. Not many people have gotten a lot of hits off of Yimi. It's just the long ball.
Well, Myers in the on-deck circle. Been swinging it pretty well lately, but awful numbers in his career against Maeda, and so not in the starting lineup today. And a tie game, a 2-0 pitch. Margot fouls it 2-1. Two and two.
The light is perfect today. It's just a gorgeous sunshiny day, and it makes for easy hitting as far as seeing the whole baseball. At night, the light hits the top of the ball and just gets reflected off the ground, but with the big sun in the sky, it's easy to see. But the thing that Julio Urias does, he hides the ball so well with his delivery. The turning action and the way the ball comes out.
Induces a pop-up here into that bright sunshine. Muncy will put it away. Is that something that a young pitcher can try to do, or is it something that just kind of happens naturally within your delivery?
If you can get some coaches or your dad or anyone around you that understands baseball and understands hitting, you can start to develop a delivery like that. He's got a nice leg kick and a nice turn of his upper body that just kind of hides the baseball for a long time. And when he's patient, gets down the hill, that's that kind of late life that you get because the hitter doesn't pick it up right away.
They will sit Myers down and bring up Stammen, prioritizing a little more from Stammen on the mound than a 6th inning at bat for Myers with the man at first. Good rip.
A rare at bat for a reliever like him, and a rare day for him to come into a game before the 6th. It's the first time this year that he has pitched before the 6th inning. He's usually a late inning guy for them. He's only had 4 appearances all year where he's come in before the 7th. We're talking about a guy who's in his 54th game. Looks like he could have handled the bat in his day. Most pitchers in the big leagues started somewhere in the field. Shortstop, right field with their arms. Pedro Baez. Third base, Kenley Jansen, catcher.
There goes Mejia on a pitch in the dirt. Throw down not in time. And the go-ahead run into scoring position with 2 out.
Don't rest on the Padre pitchers as far as their bat. Paddock has an RBI today. Their starter.
Part of that 5-run third against Maeda. 1 in the 4th and the homer from Manuel Margot, with the Dodgers getting a pair of 3-run innings, the 2nd and the 4th. Here in the 6th, Mejia's at second with 2 gone. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Craig Stammen. Here comes Julio Urias.
Stammen looks very hitterish. I mean, even the waggle. He gets in the box, gets his stance. He's got the little bat waggle working. Finds some rhythm. I think I'd think about throwing him a breaking ball right here after watching him touch the 97.
Lays off 2-2, and he is a former starter. Opened his career 2009 in Washington as a starter. Career .221 hitter. First at bat since 2017 here. Go ahead run at second. 2 gone, 6th inning, and a 2-2 pitch. Stammen lays off. Tatis Jr. due next. Gotta find a way to get him.
Definitely with Tatis Jr. on deck. I mean, this is an unbelievable trade if you would walk him and have to face that man.
(3-2) to the reliever, Craig Stammen. There will be another. Really impressive.
How long has it been since his last at bat?
2 years.
He doesn't have much rust on him. This is a battle.
He had 6 at-bats in 2017 for the Padres. Before that, hadn't had one since 2014. And he's getting his money's worth. This would be the 8th pitch. It's another 3-2. And he strikes him out. So Urias able to eventually win to the bottom of the 6th, tied at 6.
It is 6-all heading to the bottom of the 6th inning at Dodger Stadium. It's time now for our T-Mobile connection to the game. And here is the latest update coming into action today. It's not just the home run race between Christian Yelich and Cody Bellinger. It is the Triple Crown race between these two friends. And today, Christian Yelich hit his league-leading 37th home run, also added 2 hits, so his batting average up to .330. Cody Bellinger, as you guys know, struck out as a pinch hitter today. And if you could believe this, the last time a National League player won the Triple Crown was back in 1937. Joe Medwick of the St. Louis Cardinals. Don't know if you ever faced him, Oral.
Got him.
Dave, I never faced him. That's not very nice, Dave. I see you turn from your perch down there next to the dugout. I see you staring up here in the booth.
What do you think of Dave's glasses today? Very studious, right?
Yeah, you've got to do something to look intelligent.
Oh. A.J. Pollock to lead off this 6th. I'm stepping in and breaking it up between you two.
I love him. I listen to him every night going home. You're fantastic on Dodger Talk. Still got to work on this.
Greg Stammen. This is up with his first one to Pollock. Stammen came on to get all 3 outs of the 5th inning after Chris Paddock left. He got a ground ball double play from Corey Seager very quickly and then struck out Max Muncy. His 1-0 to A.J. Pollock. Driven in the air, left center field and deep. Back to the wall and gone. A.J. Pollock breaks the tie with a home run here in the 6th. Nobody more fired up than that guy. Number 8 for A.J., 7-6.
A.J. is not a bat flipper. He cherishes his bat. He hits this and just lays it down gently and jogs his way around the bases. Beautiful swing. Oh, he is fired up.
Love that.
Don't high-five that guy. He might break your hand.
One too many zip fizzes for my guy.
Wow.
Ball 1 on Matt Beatty.
You are not getting that ball back, AJ. That guy has got it.
Prying for my kung fu grip.
Oh, pictures around. Wife, the baby in the arm. He's getting the ball.
1-1. Well, the middle of the Dodger order today. Muncy, Pollock, and Beatty getting it done. 2 hits, 2 runs for Pollock or for Muncy. Home run, 2 runs for Pollock. Beatty's been on both times and coming to score both times. So 6 of the 7 runs coming from 4, 5, and 6 in the order.
You know when there's a good relationship between hitters and hitting coaches? When after they do something well, they go over there and kind of, hey, what you told me worked, man. What we're working on is working. If they did it on their own, they just sit over there and stay with their teammates.
Beatty now, skyscraper, right center, hit it a little too high. And caught by Margot. Awesome. What a memory. Here you talk about the relationship, Pollock, and in that case, Rob Van Scoyoc. That goes back to last year in Arizona when Rob was a kind of behind-the-scenes hitting guy for the Diamondbacks. Those two got very close. And a similar school of thinking on A.J. Pollock's swing to that of J.D. Martinez, which was shaped by RVS. So they're kind of speaking the same language going into that relationship last year. Christopher Negron with 1 gone watches a breaking ball for a strike. And it's amazing how many different languages there are within that one discipline of hitting. Guys talk about feel, and only each individual can know how they feel and how to describe that. You just hope that the guys that are there to help you can also pick up some of that language.
And everybody talks to their body a different way. You know, some guys, to keep their front shoulder in, might have to think about hands first. They don't even think about their shoulder. So you got to find out what a player talks to, and when he talks to that portion of his body, does it change the right thing, or does it get him in the right position?
Negron is 1 for 2, waits on a 1-2. And the count evens up.
You go from breaking the tie to looking for some insurance runs. Tack on.
Full count. A 3-2 and a breaking ball. He's guessing something else. 2 gone.
Catcher, Russell Martin.
Dodgers 7, Padres 6, and up comes Russell Martin. Hit a 2-run home run earlier today, whose average is not where he'd like it. But would you believe that in terms of on-base percentage, he falls between Max Muncy and Corey Seager / Alex Verdugo when you look at the Dodgers rankings?
Is he in the mid 300s?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
348. League average about 320.
Mm-hmm. When your on-base percentage is up like that, but your average is low, you still have a presence in the batter's box. You still are a challenge to the pitcher, because they know they're going to have to get you out in the strike zone. Borderline pitch like that, it just takes the count from what could have been 1-2 if you're really only a 220 hitter that wanders around, compared to a 221 hitter and you don't. Now you get a hitter's count. That got a large piece of Mejia. It was barely foul tip, so it was almost like not even catching a baseball, just not only the mask, but a little bit of the shoulder. It's kind of like a hammer to the collarbone. Ugh. Does not feel good.
A 2-2. And a strikeout for Stammen to finish the 6th. But the Dodgers take the lead. A leadoff home run from A.J. Pollock. His 8th of the season. 3rd of the day for the Dodgers. And we go to the late innings in L.A.
Friday on an all-new Backstage Dodgers, go behind the scenes as 2 top prospects get their call-ups to the majors, and follow Dustin May for his debut and take an inside look at Tony Gonsolin's save against the Rockies. Don't miss Backstage Dodgers Friday after the postgame on Sportsnet LA.
As we move to the 7th inning, presented by Wells Fargo, the Dodgers lead at 7-6 on an A.J. Pollock home run. Trying to move to 43-15 here this year. Trying to win their 5th out of their last 6. The Cardinals coming to town tomorrow. It's going to be an interesting series. That's a team that swept the Dodgers in a 4-game series earlier this year.
You worried about the Dodgers back then when that happened. How are they going to be against quality opponents? Well, they have proven that they can get that done. The offense today exploding again. 7 runs. This is the 22nd game since the All-Star break. 50% of the games, 11 of the games, they've gotten 7 or more runs.
Wow. Top of the order for Urias to work against. Ball 1 on Fernando Tatis Jr. 0 for 3 today and 3 for 15 in this series. One and 1.
That was a home run cut that he just took. He was trying to tie the game up.
19 times this year. For a guy who missed a month with a hamstring injury. He's been one of the top hitters in the National League since returning. Three and one. Three and two.
Those big swings he took registered with Russell Martin and Julio, so they, in a 3-1 count, threw him a changeup.
Little dribbler. Julio juggles, throws late and wide, and the tying run aboard to open the seventh.
Second baseman number 5, Garcia.
Julio knows of Tatis Jr.'s speed, so as he gets over there quickly, he was trying to do a quick exchange, just didn't get it in the leather. After that, it's over. This young man can really run. Fortunate you didn't give him the extra 90 feet that ball being thrown away stayed close to home.
Charged with an error. Probably as much on the juggle as on the throw. 7-6 in the seventh. Leadoff man on, and here's the two-hitter Greg Garcia showing bunt, taking a strike. Trying to advance the tying run into scoring position with Machado and Hosmer due next. Swings away this time, and it's 0-2.
Advantage Urias tried to bunt because he's only hitting about 200 off of lefties. So now watch out for the stolen base like they were checking on Tatis.
Not going here. We'll do the 0-2 again. Joe Kelly warming. 2+ so far for Julio Urias. Another 0-2 is high, ball one.
A well-rested bullpen, a little bit of the residue from Walker Buehler's brilliant performance yesterday. A 15 strikeout, no walk, complete game. Kenley Jansen has 4 days off, and you can go right down the line. Or Urias had 4, Kenley's had 3. Baez rested and Kelly rested.
One of the standout skills in Julio's breakout rookie season was that pickoff move. Led the majors that year, had 6 pickoffs. 1-2. 2-2. So he had 6 pickoffs as a rookie. Only 1 since. Granted, there's not been a whole lot of pitching between then and now. Missing almost 2 full seasons with the shoulder surgery.
It's also the league cutting down on their leads and being very careful with him.
The word getting out. Tying run at first. Nobody out in the 7th. And a low throw caught by Beatty.
I love Julio's pre-pitch routine now. You can just see his mind working. Just grinding on the scouting report, grinding on his intent after he determines what kind of pitch he's going to throw. The thought right there, the gaze in, or the sign. Every move has a reason.
Garcia's worked it full after falling behind 0-2.
For a guy who has struggled in left-on-left situations, he is spitting on some really good breaking balls.
Big bats coming up. Machado and Hosmer, then Renfroe. 7-6 game, 7th inning. Here comes a payoff. Just misses. He missed his spot by a decent amount. Pitchcast had it in the zone, but home plate umpire Jerry Meals not biting with the glove moving as long as it did.
Russell Martin giving him an earful, too.
I mean, you understand with the glove movement, but at the same time, the umpire's taught to set up between the catcher and the hitter, and so he has a perfect look, especially when you're talking not up and down, but in and out.
It was right there. It's been a tough strike zone to deal with today. Sometimes wide and sometimes too tight.
And a tough inning to begin for Urias. An error and then a walk. He faces Machado with the bases empty, with nobody out, runners at first and second. Strike one. 97 at the knees.
A laser on the corner. That was beautiful.
And an 0-1. Machado pokes one right side, base hit. Here comes Tatis. Throw will go towards third. The Padres have tied it, and still nobody out.
Manny Machado with a very nice professional at bat. It looked like he was definitely going to that side of the diamond to find the hole. He turned to his dugout right away and was pumping them up, and then once he got to first, the cheering didn't stop. Watch him stay inside this ball and drive it towards the right side of the diamond. He's yelling at his teammates.
Developed that back control as a kid because he hated running and tracking down the balls after his batting practice all over the field, so he would hit them all to the same spot with one bucket, everything to right. Pick it up. Next bucket, everything to center. Next bucket, everything to left. Strike one on Hosmer. And a tie game, 7-7 in the 7th. It's a rare scoring outburst for the Padres.
Probably be Julio's last hitter. Renfroe on deck. Kelly getting ready.
One on one.
It's a big hitter, too, because if you can get a strikeout here, you're bringing in a right-hander that can get some strikeouts, and you could rescue this inning.
Garcia at third, Machado at first. Hosmer swings, lofts it to left center field. Verdugo sizes it up, makes the catch. Here comes Garcia. Throw to the plate. Martin catches it, and Garcia scores to give the Padres the lead 8-7. So a couple professional pieces of hitting from Machado and Hosmer to give the Padres an 8-7 lead.
He just kind of feels for it and puts it in play, wants to hit it in the air, not on the ground, and that's what he gets done. I think Alex Verdugo probably would have been a little better off getting this ball into second base, keeping the double play in order.
That indeed will be the final batter that Julio Urias faces. And Joe Kelly will come on for the right-handed batting Hunter Renfroe. Joe Kelly on for the Dodgers, so the Padres getting 2 against Urias here in the 7th to take the lead.
Joe Kelly is really settling in with his electric stuff into this role in the bullpen, and I think we're going to see the leverage situations get higher and higher for him. Really lately has been so consistent over the last month or so, where you really want to see him in big spots. And he has been executing. Even when all of a sudden there's a scratch hit or something happens, he falls behind in a 2-0 count. He gets right back on the beam and in the strike zone a lot quicker now.
The end of May, his ERA was above 8, and in the 2 months since then, it's below 2. Dodgers banking on the internal options and the bullpen moving forward. And no bigger piece than Joe Kelly in that equation. He's got Machado at second with 1 out. And Hunter Renfroe at the plate. First one takes off on him, ball 1. Jorge Castillo in LA Times this morning wrote a very good kind of primer on the Dodgers playing with the bullpen, the way they look at the pen following the quiet trade deadline. Essential reading if you're curious about the bullpen, which you are, I'm assuming. 101
for sure.
That is the primary topic, has been around the team as you nitpick and try to find ways where it can improve.
I'm talking about the best team in baseball with the best record, and you're still trying to find what is the last piece they're going to need.
100, nice and easy. 1 and 2.
Trouble getting on the same page right here. Multiple sets of signs with a man on second. Once you shake, you don't want to just go to a basic first sign, so you've got to go through the whole sequence again.
Kelly with a 2-2. Renfroe chases, and Martin throws him out. 2 gone in the 7th.
Watching the last 2 pitches, you got to believe Joe Kelly was shaking to a breaking ball. Russell Martin caught one at 100 miles an hour, said, let's do that one again. And Kelly's like, nope, I'm going to show him I can command this. Back-to-back breaking balls.
Will Myers to pinch hit for Josh Naylor. Padres in front 8-7, seventh inning. I beg your pardon, this isn't a pinch hitter. This is Myers, who checked in defensively last inning, but it is his first at-bat of the game. Machado at second and 2 gone. Here comes Kelly with a strike.
When you throw your breaking ball at 89 miles an hour, you got to throw it 100 just to change speeds.
Right.
And that's not a slider, that's a curveball. His slider would probably be 93. I just don't even understand the planet that he and Walker Buehler live on when it comes to arm speed. It's another world. And both of them would tell you it's not about how big you are. They are both lean and mean, and they can really rotate their shoulders.
Kelly fires 2-1. Myers pops it up on the infield. Matt Beatty's got it, and that's the inning, but the Padres get 2 against Urias to take the lead, and we stretch in an 8-7 game. A lot of action, maybe not a lot of action, a lot of scoring.
A lot of scoring, yeah. You know, and the battle for the pitchers. The hitter's not knowing where the strike zone is very well today. The pitcher's not knowing with it, but they haven't really taken advantage of it. Some of the games you can really take advantage of it, and you see a pitcher's duel, but not today. The offense is winning.
A new pitcher comes in and inherits the strike zone that we've seen today. Trey Wingentur, who's the man that Will Smith hit the game-winning grand slam against on Thursday.
Dodgers trying to get their 32nd come-from-behind win against Trey. He's trying to prevent that from happening.
Tyler White in the pitcher's spot will lead off this 7th. 1 of 11 so far in a Dodger uniform since they acquired him in a trade from Houston. Takes a fastball high, 1-0. Wingentur finds a corner there, and it's 1-1. Ball 2. White hits a high fly ball to center field, but playable for Margot, and 1 gone in the 7th.
Some anticipation from the crowd, thinking that might leave the ballpark.
Jock Peterson 0 for 3 today with 3 flyouts to left.
He's hit kind of a skid. The experiment at first has ended, and you're just hoping that he doesn't take that into his at-bats. He has a very nice rhythm when he's locked in and can be a huge threat.
kind of threat that could tie it with one swing. Take strike one from Winginter. Double-barreled action down in that Dodger bullpen. Chagua and Baez.
Why two righties? Dave Roberts and Rick Honeycutt thinking Baez if it's tied or they're ahead, and probably Chagua if it stays the same.
Quickly 0-2 on Jock Peterson. On an 0-2, Peterson swings and misses, and that skid reaches 0 for 24.
And spun him into the ground with that breaking ball. Jock on this like it's a fastball, but then it is not. You see him with the just holding the barrel as long as he can when he knows he's fooled.
Two up, two down for Winginter. And here's Verdugo. One ball, no strikes. Alex 1 for 3 today. One of the 7 Dodger hits. Well, at least he's been consistent with that outside corner.
It is the largest outside corner I think we've seen this year.
Yeah, consistently out there.
Yeah, you get a bad call here. Somebody gets out on a tangent there. You actually get apologies back there from certain umpires that are like, yeah, I think I missed that one. But this one is like, that's his strike zone today.
Verdugo flips it to shallow left. Tatis runs it down, and the Dodgers down an order in the 7th. Dodgers have hit 3 home runs in this game. The Padres have hit 2, but it's San Diego in front 8-7 as JT Chagua comes on for the 8th.
Recalled on June 20th. He's had an ERA under 4 since then and picked up a victory.
Bottom third of the Padres order, Mejia, Margot, and then the pitcher's spot. Been a productive part of the lineup today. Into the shift goes Mejia from short right field. Muncie's throw not in time. And as a catcher, he can really run. Third hit for Mejia.
Well-positioned Max Muncy, but with his wheels and the depth, not able to charge the ground ball, having to go directly to his right because it was hit so hard. So not being able to create the angle. And you see this is about a 5-hopper, and you're out in right field. And his wheels paid off.
Brings up Margot, is homered for the 2nd game in a row today. It's a tapper left side. Negron will step into it. Round number 1. Into scoring position goes Mejia.
There'll be a larger amount of infield singles with shifting and the depth. One from Mejia will be considered an infield hit, and the ball was fielded about 30 feet into the outfield.
Hitter number 3, Ian Kinsler.
Ian Kinsler to pinch hit on a 1-run game with the runner at 2nd and 1 gone. The veteran opened the season as their everyday second baseman, but really struggled and has gone through some stretches where he's been better, but it's mostly a player off of the bench these days.
Sometimes with a pinch hitter, you get a visit from Rick Honeycutt, but Russell Martin and JT Chagua handling the meeting by themselves.
How about Kinsler? 2 hits shy of 2,000 for his career.
In his prime, you could not sneak a fastball inside by him. He had one of the quicker bats and quicker hips around.
That's become kind of the primary issue this season. One of the worst fastball hitters in baseball. 36 years old in his 14th year. They love him for his leadership. Signed a 2-year deal this offseason, now with a 6th different team. Much of his career with Texas and Detroit. This is the 4th team that he's been with over the last 2+ years. On a 1-0 pitch, Kinsler takes ball 2.
You're glad he's got the tight-fitting jersey on today. The blousing almost got clipped by that fastball if he was wearing it a little looser.
Two and 1. Talking about all the teams that he's played for through his career. Kinsler was almost a Colorado Rocky before he was ever a Texas Ranger. In fact, a trade had been agreed upon while Kinsler was in Double-A for him to go from the Rangers to the Rockies in exchange for Larry Walker. But Walker, who had a no-trade clause, vetoed it at the last minute. So Kinsler stayed in the Rangers organization and debuted there. 2006. Couldn't lay off that slider, and it's 2-2.
Both places for Larry Walker, the ball carries very well, especially to right center. I think he turned down the temperature of Texas.
You don't blame him. Full count. He's got a walk, and they're first and second with 1 away.
Fernando Tatis Jr.
Top of the order, and Tatis Jr. 0 for 4 in this one and 3 for 16 in this series.
When a guy's hitting .321 with this young man's talent, and he's 0 for 4, watch out.
Watch out for a different reason.
Yeah. Watch out when he goes to swing the bat. But right here, JT Chagua has been coming inside to the right. He's lost Kinsler in there, and this one, those fast reactions by Tatis save him.
Eight-7 Padres, 8th inning, 2 on 1 out. And a ball and a strike on Tatis.
Good life on JT Chagua's fastball today. He was really running. If he could start it in the left-hand batter's box and catch the outside corner, I don't know any way you could swing at it.
Comes in on him, flex to right, sinking for a base hit. It'll bring home Mejia. Peterson's throw to third is late. A bloop single that makes it 9-7 San Diego.
Barrels are overrated for the wrong team right here. Boy, this ball just jams him. He's been in there a while and is able to get a piece of it, but not much. But just enough for the Padres.
Every run counting on a day where the ball is flying pretty well, and they know they're facing the top offense in the league. They've gotten 2 in the 7th and 1 in the 8th to take this 9-7 lead. First and third one on for Garcia.
You got a home run hitting club like the Dodgers. This third run is huge because anytime you get somebody on, you're bringing the tying run to the plate, and everybody in the lineup can pop one out. Getting out of this jam would be big as far as coming back in this game.
Oh, a pitch out. Almost way out. Martin caught it, 2-0. How many pitch outs have we seen this year?
That might be first.
I mean, you hesitate to say we haven't seen one, but
I know, I can't remember one. Yeah.
Fly to the left. Kinzer back to the bag to tag. And Verdugo will throw into second. It's another productive out. Padres have done a good job executing when they've had opportunities to bring men in, and they lead 10-7.
It's an encouraging series for the Padres to come into Dodger Stadium and come out of here with a split. Might not end up in the standings being very effective, but as far as their growth and confidence in the future.
Still got to get 6 outs. This is the 9th time this year they've scored 10 runs. With 2 gone, Machado. Now, believe it or not, it is the 3rd time out of the 9 against the Dodgers. They've scored 10 runs.
Man, he's a very smart hitter, and he's watched JT jam the right-handed hitters with the fastball in. And that last pitch was a slider away, and he didn't even offer at it at all. He's sitting inside.
Got one inside, but banged it into the ground as Seager goes the short way to end the inning. Padres add 2. They've gotten 4 over the last 2 innings and lead 10-7. Padres ahead of the Dodgers 10-7 as we check in with studio for a preview of Access Sportsnet Dodgers.
Corey Seager leading off the 8th. Guys, they are down to their 6 final outs to try to make something happen.
Come on, Corey Seager, get us going. You know they can rally. They have before.
All right, guys, we'll see you after the game.
All right, along. And Jerry and Ned as Andres Munoz comes on. I mentioned that it's the 3rd time the Padres scored double-digit runs against the Dodgers. Not true. It's actually the 1st. They've scored 8. Munoz on to pitch, the bottom of the 8th with Seager to lead it off, then Muncy, then Pollock. Game the Dodgers led 7-6 going into the 7th. Back-to-back 2-run innings for San Diego. Strike 1 on Corey Seager as Munoz touches 100 with his first pitch.
Padres saying, you got Joe Kelly throws 100? We got one of those.
.101. Ball 1. Changeup. Just 20 years old, Munoz. Out of Mexico, made his debut earlier this year, but a month ago. 10-7 game in the 8th inning. His 2-1 pitch to Seager is a cutter slider. Whatever it is 15 miles below his fastball, and it's 2-2.
You got to start early. When all of a sudden a guy throws 101 and you start early and it starts breaking, and you're not going to get it. You got to hope he makes a mistake.
Count goes full. You can understand just through 5 pitches why the numbers are what they are so far for Munoz. 9 career innings, 3 hits, no runs.
I tip my hat to Corey Seager just for getting a piece of it. It's amazing the eyesight and the eye-hand coordination of a big league hitter. You got an object going 100 miles an hour, and they find a way to make contact with it.
Another 3-2, and he bends it inside. Seager's got a leadoff walk. Two hits for Muncy today, home run and a double. The home run was in the 2nd inning to open the scoring. 27th of the year for Muncy.
Got up to 95 mile an hour there. He's going to have to get it started a little quicker in this at-bat.
One of the best fastball hitters in the National League. Fouls off 101, strike 1.
No matter what the scoreboard says, this is a fun at-bat to watch.
Strength against strength.
Exactly.
Power against power. 0-1. Change up.
Pull the string. Sometimes his slider is going to look like it's a straight change. Sometimes it's going to break really big. That's the hard thing for the hitter. He's throwing it so hard. Sometimes the spin doesn't take over.
Check swing tapper, left side, won't be easy. Machado's throw not in time, and the Dodgers put the first 2 on in the 8th.
It hasn't been loud to set the table. A walk and a little check swing, and Max Muncy can run. Machado's got a gun and almost gets it there in time, but no. But he got an infield single for the Padres towards second base, and Muncy.
And to borrow a line from my friend Oral Hershiser, turnabout is fair play.
Yes, it is.
And the tying run comes up. Pollock hit a go-ahead home run his last time. Here in the 8th, he takes a ball in the dirt.
This is a really nice swing. Since coming off the IL, has shown his power and some consistency. This place was rocking last night because of pitching. The offense deciding that they might want to make this place rock with their bats. 15 strikeouts from Walker Buehler had the place shaken. And Pollock make it continue to get louder.
Kirby Yates, National League All-Star closer. Nobody out in the 8th inning. Seager at second, Muncy at first, and A.J. Pollock pokes one down the line. That's a fair ball into the corner. Seager's in to score easily. They stop Muncy at third, and an RBI double from A.J. Pollock. It's 10-8. There's nobody out, and the tying run is in scoring position.
From one to the next, the ball is getting hit harder. A walk, a check swing, And now a line drive to right. This one just hit hard enough so the curve doesn't take over and take it foul. When it lands fair, it easily was going to be second and third.
First run allowed by this youngster in his Major League career. The double from Pollock. Second run batted in. And now Beatty to the plate with a tying run at second. He represents the go-ahead run. Pokes one down the line to left. It's slicing foul.
And at bats prior to this with Matt Beatty, we've talked about him in pressure situations, hitting with runners in scoring position. Well, he's got one of those now. Hitting .405 with runners in scoring position this year.
Clutch swing after clutch swing here in his rookie season. Boy, the Padres got something here in Munoz, don't they?
Yeah, this is a closer of the future or a lockdown eighth inning guy like they're attempting to do right here, but he's very special talent.
Dodgers the first to crack through against him in his 10th Major League inning. Second and third, nobody out. That is a little bit low. How in the world did Beatty take that without a flinch?
Must have been just fooled or an eye I've never seen.
Turner in the on-deck circle. Roller to short. It'll bring home another. Throw to first in time to get him. It's 10-9. RBI ground out from Matt Beatty. And here comes Justin Turner.
And hitting for the Dodgers, number 10, Justin Turner.
8 home runs in his last 18 games after his solo shot last night. Doesn't take a home run here. Tying run 90 feet away with one out.
Justin likes to think about getting the ball in the air in these situations. Infield in, hit the sac fly. If you hit it on a line or you hit it a long way, you get something real positive too.
102 to the black.
He's got another gear. He can go from 101 to 102 in a big situation.
Infield in for the Padres. Pollock at third representing the tying run. On an 0-1, Turner swings and misses. Perfectly playing that slider off of the 102 on the corner.
You watch 102 to get the release point and the timing, so then you gear up for that and you get the other pitch.
Turner pinch hitting for Negron. Good stop by Mejia. 1-2. And Will Smith. The 1-2. Somehow gets a piece to stay alive on another 102-mile-per-hour fastball.
You have to stay on fastball. And if he throws the slider, you got to hope he makes a mistake with it.
The 1-2.
Short and quick to the ball. And he is. He's got a piece.
Walk from Seager. Single from Muncy. Double from Pollock. RBI ground out from Beatty. And a 1-2 count on Justin Turner. Ball 2.
The first slider he threw him was perfect. The next 2 have been balls out of hand.
Bellinger, Turner, Smith all off the bench today. Dave Roberts deploying his veteran third baseman here with a tying run at third. A 2-2. Rides in on him and he pushes it off, and we'll see another.
A normal human being would have been getting out of the way, thinking it's going to hit him. Justin Turner fouls it off.
Freaky.
Yeah.
Another 2-2. Ground ball left side, coming home. The throw is perfectly done for out number 2.
They were in on the right side. They were almost in on the left side, but the 2 arms on the left side, Machado and Tatis Jr., are so strong. Look where they're playing. Those guys have rockets, and Tatis doesn't get it out in a hurry. But, boy, when it comes out really hard and perfectly placed.
Couldn't have walked it up there and set it in his glove any better. So it remains 10-9, and with 2 out, it'll be Russell Martin. Was a 2-run home run today. 2 home runs this week after 2 home runs over the first several months. Man, oh man.
Against Nolan Ryan and Dwight Gooden, I stood in the back of the batter's box as close to the Dodger dugout as I could get.
This 55 a little more brave.
Yeah, the interesting thing was trying to bunt somebody like this, because on a bunt, you turn around, you square, you get close enough to the plate so your bat can cover the outside corner, and they feel really close when you're looking at them.
We've seen him all over to open this at bat to Martin. 3 balls and no strikes. He has thrown 27 pitches. And again, waiting in the on-deck circle, Will Smith. On a 3-0, Martin takes strike 1.
Took a little off to get a strike.
Yeah, yep. Eased it in there. Ball 4. So a 2-out walk to Russell Martin. Will Smith introduced as the pinch hitter. Andy Green going to go to his all-star closer, Kirby Yates. So the first 2 runs that Andres Munoz has allowed as a big leaguer, and the Dodgers have him at first and second. This is a double switch. Luis Urias comes on as well, and Will Smith comes up against Kirby Yates when you come back. Star for the Padres this season, Kirby Yates, leading baseball with 32 saves and in limited opportunities of the Padres team that doesn't win a ton of games. But he's on here trying to get a 4-out save, facing off with the pinch hitting Will Smith on his 44th appearance of the season. And Will Smith has been at his best late. Really, he's been really good at any point. When you look at the final 3 innings of games, he's hitting .474 with 3 home runs.
With Yates, he's going to face the fastball and the splitter. And because he's been so good here and using the middle of the field, that's the approach he's going to need to use against Yates, because you're going to get a fastball that's going to speed you up, and then the splitter that you're really going to have to read to make sure you don't chase it.
Will Smith, through 16 games in the major leagues, has driven in more runs than any Dodger ever through 16 games. One more than Cody Bellinger through his first 16 in the bigs. 2 on, 2 out in a 1-run game in the 8th. And Smith watches a tailing fastball, strike 1. Turner's at second and Martin's at first. On an 0-1, Smith takes ball 1. Yates yanked that one.
They were trying to come fastball in, and he missed on the other side of the plate in the left-hand batter's box. I'll be giving himself a little bit of a talk right there.
Tries to lay off and does on 3 consecutive fastballs. 2-1 on Smith.
Mejia called the splitter. Yates shook to the fastball.
The splitter has been the one. That's been the one that Kirby Yates has ridden to the heights that he's reached. And the journeyman reliever trying to find a place where he could stick to a closer that got a lot of attention at the deadline. The Padres were unwilling to pass along. On a 2-1, Smith to short and caught by Tatis. Dodgers get 2, and to the 9th we go in a 10-9 game. Brought to you by Nissan as this homestand continues. 3 with the Cardinals beginning tomorrow. Off day on Thursday, and then the homestand wraps up with the Arizona Diamondbacks. Justin Turner remains in the game after pinch hitting. The Dodgers, by the way, out of position players. As we move to the 9th, and Pedro Baez takes over.
It was always a fun time when the roster, when you're out of position players, all of a sudden you see all the starting pitchers run inside, get their spikes on just in case, maybe get in the game. They can have a good time thinking about that, but right now Pedro Baez thinking about posting a 0, giving a shot in the 9th.
Middle third of the order, Hosmer, Renfroe, and Myers coming up. Padres trying to split this 4-game series. Final game in this ballpark between these teams this year. We'll play 6 more, but all down at Petco. Final weekend of August, and then final road trip of the year. It kind of gets lost in the shuffle because we've had 19 runs, but one of the key swings today, Hosmer's grand slam during a 5-run third. And anywhere Kenta Maeda thought he was out of it. Borderline pitch didn't go his way. And a few pitches later, the game had changed. A lot has happened since. This one's had a little bit different feel to it than yesterday's 2-hour, 18-minute gem from Buehler.
And he was fantastic. There wasn't one hitter that he got to a 2-strike count on that reached base. And when he went 0-1, he went 0-1 on 70% of the batters. And then from 0-1 to 0-2, he did that 70% of the time.
Ground ball to first. Beatty's got it. One away. And they had a feeling, right? Coming off the rough outing previous time out. Facing a lineup that he's been good against before. And then, you know, struggles with right-handers especially. Had a feeling.
Yeah, he had a gem of an outing. There are pitchers that think about it's going to be tough to get through an outing without walking somebody. And there's very few pitchers that think about, I got good enough stuff to strike out 15.
And he legitimately can go into every outing thinking that.
Every outing he can think that.
Hunter Renfroe, 1 for 4 today, 3 strikeouts. Slider for strike 1. And 2. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 9th for the Dodgers. They'll have the top of the order coming up against Yates. Peterson, Verdugo, and Seager. Oh, 2 pitch. Cardinals in tomorrow. They fell today in Oakland 4-2, and after a very hot stretch to put them in first place for the first time since May, they're coming off a 2-5 week. Full count. He struck him out with a high fastball 2 away.
Tempting thing of this pitch is it's in the middle of the plate. The effective part is the velocity and the height. But I think you've got to be in the middle of the plate if you're going to go up there. If you go wide a little bit to the corner, they're not going to swing. If you go towards them inside, they're not going to swing because they're going to try and get out of the way. Right down the middle, you get the offering.
10-9, 9th inning. Bases empty, 2 gone, and Baez to Myers. Outside ball 1.
Myers likes the ball away from him, likes to extend his arms. See how far he stands off the plate.
So you go out there where he can't reach it?
You can go out there to his strength, but you better make a good pitch. That, you know, the last 2 inches of the plate or just off the plate, if you don't want to miss towards the middle or towards the inside, because he can still extend his arms on an inside pitch. You got to creep in there.
Went up after that fastball. It's fouled back 1-2. Yeah, because inside to most guys, for him, is like center cut.
Exactly.
How far off the plate he is.
And he doesn't dive. Some guys will be out there off the plate, but they dive in with their front foot. And he doesn't really change his weight. He kind of just stays there, stays centered, and says, I can reach the one in the middle or on the inside.
Going back out with a 1-2 to finish him off and send this game to the bottom of the ninth. Fasten those seatbelts. Top of the order coming up. Peterson, Verdugo, and Seager. 1 for the tie, 2 for the win. Here we go to the bottom of the ninth. Padres 10, Dodgers 9. Jock Peterson to lead it off against Kirby Yates, who's trying to go 4 outs. It would be the 3rd time this season that he's gone more than an inning for a save. Went 4 outs against the Cardinals in late June, and in early July went 5 outs against the Dodgers. Peterson, Verdugo, Seager in a 1-run game after the Dodgers scratched 2 back in the 8th.
Well, the marching cry in the dugout right now is, let's get 2. We don't get paid for overtime.
So Jock Peterson. Wouldn't be a bad time for him to snap that 0 for 24 slide. Takes a ball from Yates, and it's 1-0. Three home runs this year for Jock. On a 1-0 pitch from Yates, shows bunt and takes a strike. With a shift on. The only man on the left side of the infield is Manny Machado. So you see a lot of room, but you also know if anybody can still make a play over there, it's probably him. The 1-1. Ball 2.
Yates taking his time right here. He knows he's got a dead fastball hitter at the plate. Is he going to pull the trigger on a splitter even though it's a hitter's count? Or is he going to challenge him strength against strength?
Let's see on 2-1. Well, with a splitter and didn't get the call. Ball 3.
Good take from Jock. Didn't get the fastball that he's probably looking for.
Is he going to get it here?
It'll be interesting. We saw Kenta Maeda earlier. We've seen other pitchers get into these hitters counts lately, and they still stay with their off-speed stuff to predominantly fastball hitters.
Difficult situation for Yates, not wanting to put the leadoff man on in a 1-run game, but not wanting to give him anything too good. 3-1. Fastball down the middle, and Peterson patiently watched it. The count goes full.
If he'll throw it to me 3-1, will he throw it to me 3-2? It's always that cat and mouse game.
Was that his fastball? Or does he get another? 3-2. He did, and he pulled it down the line for a base hit. Ricochets to Renfroe, who juggles it. Peterson stumbles and hangs on with a leadoff double. Tying run in scoring position to open the ninth.
Yates shook twice. He shook off the splitter. He shook off the fastball away. He goes fastball in, but leaves it out over the plate. Jock Peterson doesn't miss it. Nice patience on the 3-1 pitch to kind of evaluate the fastball, and on 3-2 he gets the same pitch and times it up. Right there he sees him bobble it, but the sides of his shoes don't have spikes. It slipped on him. Good call by Justin Turner. He was safe at second twice.
No need for a video review on that one. Tying run in scoring position. Winning run at the plate. The form of Alex Verdugo has a walk-off home run under his belt this year.
First job is to get him over. Second job is to get him in.
For a young guy, you got to figure you're fighting the temptation to try and end it with one swing when the job calls for that.
Alex very good hitting the ball to the left side of the diamond. But right here, he does kind of want to get something to be able to pull.
Yates is ready. First one to Verdugo is fouled off, strike one.
Yates has been trying to come fastball in, and it's always leaking back out over the plate. He's been coming fastball in to try and speed the hitters up. Once he gets it in there, gets them sped up, then all of a sudden the split finger becomes more effective.
Alex 1 for 4 today. Yates really grinding away, waiting on one that he likes. He's got it. Here it is. Oof. 1-1.
He finally got a fastball where he wanted it. He's been trying to get it in there, and this one he threads perfectly and doesn't get the call.
On a 1-1 pitch, Alex Verdugo hits one to first. They're going to throw to third and get Peterson. Eric Hosmer rolls the dice and cuts down Jock Peterson at third for the first out of the ninth.
This is some kind of play. Huge amount of risk. Even bigger amount of reward. This ball is hit a one-hopper by Verdugo on a split finger, and Hosmer does not hesitate one bit. He grabs it, exchanges it to the throwing arm, and throws a strike over there to Machado. This is the second time that the infield arms of the Padres have cut down a possible run. Tatis Jr. did it with a man on third. And now Hosmer right there cutting down Peterson at third.
Yeah, just last inning. So here's Seager. Ball one. Corey started that two-run rally last inning by walking. Been a bit of a grind for him lately. He's 0 for 3 today. He's 1 for 12 in this series. Verdugo leads at first. 1-run game, 9th inning. The 1-0 pitch. Seager grounds it right side. Urias juggles, throws, late.
Second baseman number 13, Max Muncy.
Everybody's safe. Winning run aboard here in the ninth.
Padres were thinking about reviewing it. I think they're saying play on. Urias just can't get it. Was trying to be super quick to start the double play. In going for that speed, loses the ball completely and then can't get it back in time to get Seager. He's safe by about, what, a foot? Yeah. Bang, bang, but first and second.
And Max Muncy, who's got 3 hits today. Double, homer, single. Verdugo the tying run. Seager the potential winning run. One and oh. What a weird game this has been. 2 in the 7th, 2 in the 8th for the Padres. Dodgers 2 in the 8th and 2 aboard here in the 9th. It's been very deliberate. And an inning where Peterson doubled to begin. The Dodgers taking advantage of an error on Urias.
He's only thrown 16 pitches, but he's been on the mound like he's thrown 40. He is grinding every one.
Hardest 3 outs in baseball. The 9th inning at Dodger Stadium.
He's going for a 4-out save, and they are grinding every single pitch. Mejia and Yates cannot get on the same page. Yates is now telling him what he wants.
One of the beauties of baseball, there is no clock, but at some point, Kirby Yates has to throw another pitch to Max Muncy. It'll be a 1-0. It'll be now. It's a strike, 1-1.
Mejia has been defaulting to the splitter, and Yates has been shaking to the fastball. And I think that's why they're not on the same page.
On a 1-1 pitch, Muncy swings at the splitter. Best one we've seen Yates throw, 1-2.
So tantalizing, that splitter, when it's splitting the middle of the plate, but then the bottom drops out of it. Again, like the Baez high fastball, 3-2 that he got Renfroe, they offer when it's in the middle of the plate. One was too high with Baez fastball, the splitter with Yates too low.
Verdugo at second, Seager at first. Yates to Muncy with a 1-2 pitch. Ball 2. After Max, it'll be A.J. Pollock. Dodgers trying to overcome allowing 10 runs at home for the first time this year. Can they win the game where they allow 10 at home? Out of the outfielders, best arm is in right. That's Hunter Renfroe. Pretty good speed at second. And Alex Verdugo. Now it's Muncy's turn to hit the pause button. The 2-2. Full count.
Yates looks disgusted right there, and I think he's getting so frustrated with getting the pitch that he wants to throw from his catcher that he really came out of his mechanics and his rhythm.
Didn't quite look himself.
When I had an issue like this, I started giving the signs to the catcher, and the only reason he gave them is so the middle infielders would understand what's coming. Just give them with body language signs.
Tying run at second, winning run at first. A 3-2. Muncy fouls it off and will do it again. All-star teammates going at it with a game on the line. Dodgers trying to come from behind to take 3 of 4. Now to get their 5th win out of their last 6. Can they find a way in the 9th? 3 balls, 2 strikes. Muncy pulls one foul. Next pitch would be the 8th. Another 3-2. Muncy to right towards the corner. That's down. It gets by Renfroe. How fast can Corey Seager run? We're going to find out. Throw is high. Dodgers win. They find a way to do it again. 2 in the 8th. 2 in the 9th. 11-10 the final score. The game brought to you by Lexus. Waited for the very last play of the game. Max Muncy with a 2-run double to score Verdugo from second and Seager from first. An 11-10 win over the Padres. What in the world is that? It's the first one since the 4+1 game where the Dodgers hit 4 home runs in the bottom of the 9th and won it on Nomar's home run in the 10th. 11-10 in 06. And 11-10 here in 2019 as the Dodgers take 3 of 4 from the Padres. For Laurel Hershiser and David Bassett, Joe Davis saying so long from Dodger Stadium.